It's working. Yes. And here we go. All right, folks, welcome back to the show of shows here. SF Comic Book Company, the SF Company Hour here, number 43. 43, you're almost there. Road to 50. Road to 50. You're almost there. Who would have thought? Almost a year. Welcome back. Jeremy hasn't been on since I didn't think issue 17. I think you were on like a while
First
ago.
appearance, issue 17.
First it's gone up in value that episode. It's easy to see it at 9.2 right now. So nothing's changed since we last talked to you. We're how you been, man?
I've been in stasis. No, I'm just still drawing, still cartooning. The muscle core it's not stagnated, but we've been working on Scarf. So like I think we had number 1 last time. I got number 2, which I did the cover for.
Awesome. Tell us a little bit about it.
And then
look, Davis has a copy. Look at that.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Number 3 out, 4's on the way. I'm inking that right now. Scarf is a collective of it's my brother and myself, and then a bunch of our friends in Seattle, and we all kind of like everyone contributes a couple pages. Me and my brother do the funnies section, which is more like comic strip style, and like little fun Sunday funnies. So we're kind of building, getting more. Got a couple SF cartoonists in there now. We got we're like up and down the West Coast, and it's a quarterly periodical, free. Although you gotta now that with quarantine, we're like pay for shipping, but then we like send them we send them copies of this, stickers, and all the comics that we make. Yeah.
Awesome. Where can you find it?
We have scarf.com now.
Oh, really?
Scarf.com
Okay, awesome.
is a good way. Because I used to go around just dropping them off in places, but you can't really do that now.
Paperboy style.
So I would say Instagram, Scarf Comics, or
and that's SCRFF, right?
Yeah, SCARFFF, 3 Fs.
3 Fs.
With 3 Fs.
Okay, cool. Yeah, check it out. Some cool work, man. Very cool art, very interesting stuff, very funny stuff. Yeah, check it out.
Fun underground stuff.
Awesome, man. Cool. Davis, our returning champion. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. As good as people can be right now.
Yeah. Standard answer. Yeah, good. Alive.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Can't breathe here in California, but whatever.
I saw blue sky today. There was blue in the sky. It was amazing. I haven't seen it in days.
Wow, look at that. What's that like? Remember blue sky?
I almost went blind.
What's that shiny thing in the sky? Awesome. All right. Well, welcome back. And Mr. Rick Grayson.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm good. I can't tell if it's true for or not.
I'm good.
All right. I'm good. When you say you're good, you're good.
I'm good. Yeah. I'm good.
Awesome. All right. So we got a shitload of stuff to talk about today. This is one of those crazy weeks where I was like, there's not much to talk about. We're like, there's a shitload of stuff to talk about. So what should we jump into first, man? I want to save the Mandalorian talk because I'm sure we all have a lot to say about that one. So let's jump into the Dune trailer first. The Dune, the Denis Villeneuve. I can't even pronounce his name. The trailer Villeneuve. They just came out with this trailer. This looks pretty damn good, man. I'm not a big Dune fan because all I know of Dune is the shitty David Lynch movie from the 80s, and I remember watching that as a kid and like, this is not Star Wars. I don't want to watch this. What the fuck is this? It was kind of boring.
That's exactly how I felt about it. I remember having that same feeling of like, wait, this is what?
Yeah, this is boring as shit. So they just came out the trailer. It's about a 3-minute long trailer. I think the music is Hans Zimmer in it.
Yeah,
he's doing the music. So Jeremy, start with you, man. What'd you think of this trailer, man?
I didn't watch the trailer. I was sorry,
You busy
man.
working, having a life, God.
Yeah, I was pushing carts around in the hot sun for 8 hours. So I lived the trailer. It was out there.
Davis, how about you, man? You read the books, right? You read a couple of the books.
I read the first book a few months ago. I a lot of free time right now, so I was like, finally, I'll read it. I've had a copy for a long time, and read that, and then I watched the '80s movie, which I'd never seen before, and kind of wish I hadn't seen now. I mean, it's entertaining. It's real crazy. I don't know how to explain it to anyone. The set design's pretty cool in a lot of the scenes. I will say that much for it.
Yeah.
There's some really great artists they got working on it, I'm sure. As far as the book goes, I remember reading it and I was just like, how are they going to make this with like, there's almost word for word dialogue that I was like, wow, George Lucas lifted this whole scene pretty much, and there's a lot of things like, I mean, there's a lot of Jedi innuendo.
Yeah, Lucas is like the pre-Quentin Tarantino, man. He just basically took all the shit he watched and read as a kid and made it.
Steal from the best.
Yeah, man. It's like a hip hop artist, man, taking samples from the past and making some new beats, man.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of the trailer?
The trailer does look amazing. I can't wait to see it. I hope it's as good as everyone's expectations are building for it. Well, I don't know about everyone. We'll see what your opinion is in a second.
I think the cast looks amazing. The visuals look great. The music sounds good. Anytime you have Hans Zimmer doing anything, I'm there, man. This looks like, I don't know much about the book, but from a couple of people that talked to that read the book, this is pretty accurate. So Rick, you love the 1984 movie the best. That's your favorite movie.
No, well, the thing is, you have to remember it's shitty effects, and it's David Lynch's weird ass with Dune. Like, why are you making Dune? First of all, it's like, no, he shouldn't have been making Dune. But I didn't get a chance to read the book. I got to see what is it? What is it? Children of Dune. Yeah. It was like the mini series.
Sci-fi, wasn't it a sci-fi?
Yeah, it was on Sci-Fi.
Yeah.
So that was like the other thing that I got to take from it. But one thing that I always like heard, even when I watched Jodorowsky's Dune, this is supposed to be like even bigger than Star Wars. This is pretty much like how it's Game of Thrones, but fucking in a galactic sense and shit, where fucking just every house is trying to fuck everybody over. That
old tale.
So I mean, everybody looks crisp, man. Fucking Chalamet looks perfect as fucking Paul. It's like he looks like a good Paul Atreides, fucking Oscar Isaacs looks amazing as fucking as fucking Leto Atreides. It's Rebecca Ferguson. Just a few shots of it, the way the Reverend Mother looked. I mean, just the way like the set looks and all the imagery of what they look like, it fits. And from what I hear, like I've been watching a lot of videos on it. A lot of people who like read the book are kind of geeking out because they're saying, dude, it looks like he is going to make a 3-hour movie of book one, the way it should be. They say it's supposed to be like a 6-hour movie.
It looks good. When the book came out, 1965.
Yeah.
The Jodorowsky Doom. If you guys haven't seen that documentary about Jodorowsky trying to make this in the 70s, it's a fucking amazing. It was supposed to do, it was like Morbius.
Pink Floyd, bro, was doing the soundtrack.
Pink Floyd doing the soundtrack. Morbius was doing like some of the designs. It was like it had all a bunch of like talent behind it.
Didn't he have like Geiger with him too at one point?
Yeah,
Geiger did all the set design.
Yeah, it's just insane. He just had like this like murderer's row of like talent ready to make this, but it was just too ambitious for the time. So I don't think it's gonna happen. That wasn't gonna happen that time. But it's a great documentary if you have time to watch it. Yeah. Cool. Overall, I think this looks cool. It's like I said, I like the music, I like the cast. Hopefully, we get to actually see this. I don't know if it's gonna be.
I think that I don't think we're gonna get to see this until like every restriction and they can pack theaters again.
Yeah.
It's gonna. I mean, and it's okay. This movie, it doesn't need to be released in any year or whatever. This can be released in 5 years and it'd probably still be a fucking awesome fucking flick. This isn't like like releasing Spider-Man out of fucking sequence for the MCU or anything like that. Dune is something that's anticipated, and the way this guy has done it, Denis Villeneuve, dude, it looks amazing.
Yeah, he doesn't have the best track record. He makes some like beautiful looking movies that don't make money. So like, hopefully this one actually makes money. he's a visionary director, but just hasn't really found his audience yet. So hopefully this is the one that throws him out.
Audience is dumb.
Yeah. It's true, very true. Let's see. Let's talk about The Walking Dead ending finally, which not really ending because they're just going to spin off Daryl and Carol. This is ending.
Daryl and Carol. Is that the name of the show? Daryl and Carol.
Yeah, DNC.
my name's Daryl. This is Carol.
Yeah, this is it's people are like, oh, the Walking Dead's ending. Like, good. It's been 11 seasons. Like, how long do you want this to go on, man? Like, the books ended. Like, it probably ended probably like 30 issues too late, but it had a good ending. The comic, anyways. So I'm okay with this ending. I heard the last couple. I kind of jumped off at season 7, I think.
I jumped off in 9.
I'm hearing good things about the last couple seasons. I hear people say it's actually got good again, but I don't know. I don't know if I can jump back in at this point. Just been scorned already. So Jeremy, were you a big fan of the TV show, The Walking Dead?
I didn't watch the show at all, but now that it's over, I might go through it. See, like, I like stuff that's like, I like things that end. It's like I want it to be over so I can I know what the commitment is.
Yeah. Did you read the book?
I read. Yeah, I used to read it. I don't even know where I stopped. My brother would pick up the trades, and I would just steal his shit and read it. But I, like most comics, I fell off of it. I always come and go in series, and so that's why I like things that just it's like you can finish it in a quick amount of time.
Yeah, so you don't have to.
I used to love it. I was reading that and Invincible around the same time, and both are pretty cool.
Yeah, I love Invincible, man. I think that's a superior book. Yeah,
Invincible. Yeah,
I can't wait for the cartoon series coming to Amazon. Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. I'm really looking forward to that. The book. I read all the trades till the last couple. Then I kind of jumped off. I was like, I'm not gonna read this more. Then it ended. I was like, I guess I have to read the last 2 then, since it got to that point. So, Davis, what do you think of all this, man? Did you watch any of the show at all?
I don't know where I dropped off the show. Probably season 6 or 7. I don't know when I heard it's finally ending. My plan is if it all hits one of the streaming services, I'll probably pick it back up or something. Yeah. I read all the books. I kind of read them I'd read them and then wait 2 or 3 years, and then I'd read another big chunk, and then I picked up the end and everything. And I like the comic a lot. Maybe one day I'll reread that again too. But it's an undertaking. So, which Kirkman originally said he didn't, because his whole thing was he wants to tell the story of what happens after the credits roll, basically, and have it keep going and never have it end. Yeah.
And I read an interview with him a couple months ago. It's like, oh shit, I got to end this fucking book because I have no more stories to fucking tell. So it's like, I'm glad he didn't try to either pass it off. Just hey man, end it. You told some great stories. It got kind of thin towards the end, and you can tell he was running out of stories. It was getting kind of repetitive, which the show is kind of getting too. And they kind of drown out, they kind of the Negan storyline is great in the comic, and they stretched it out and just they kind of killed the momentum of that story, man. But it kind of killed it for me, so that's why I kind of jumped off. Rick, oh sorry, go ahead.
I was saying it's just the risk you run when you have something that goes on and on. It's you just have more chances to just kind of fuck it up. I love The Simpsons, when I was a kid, but it's still going, and I haven't seen it for years, and I don't care to, Yeah,
it's a good example for sure. Yeah, I just kind of I used to be a diehard Simpsons fan. I watched up to season 25, and then it was just I can't do it anymore, man. I can't. It hasn't been good in 10 years, but I'm just just so used to watching The Simpsons on Sunday night. It was just part of my repertoire. But it should have ended 10 years ago. Yeah, and I don't know.
It could have gone in history as one of the greatest shows of all time, and now it's just kind of ruined its own legacy.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like people just think about, oh, how it's that show that's still on that's kind of sucks now. So
Yeah.
those like masterful first 10 seasons were like some of the best television ever created anywhere. So, uh, Rick, what do you think of all this?
Pretty much exactly what he said, man. It's like they had to end it now. You can't keep this going forever. At one point, I probably, if I like during season 5, I would have been like, "Oh fuck no, you can't end this show." But I mean, I tuned out. I think I said 8. I think it might have been at the end of 7.
Yeah, I think that's around the time
So I just never came back, and that's the thing. I think for me, they just started changing way too much. I'm like, this person's not dead. They never really introduced this character. This character just disappeared. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
So it's like their continuity for the show. I was kind of like enjoying it. I mean, even like the slight deviations they made from the book, I was like, all right, I can see it that way if it's gonna be, done like for TV or whatever. You can't go fucking balls to the wall with shit like that. But yeah, I'm glad it's time. I'm kind of tripped out that you told me that there is a spinoff coming.
Yeah.
I don't know if they need a spinoff. I think they already got Fear the Walking Dead. I'm not sure if that's gonna keep going.
And they got that Beyond, the new other one, like the little millennial
Oh
one.
yeah,
It's like 10 years in the future or some shit. I don't know.
That movie's coming too, don't they?
Yeah, I think they had I don't know if there's going to be TV movies with Rick Grimes or they said it was going to be theatrical at first, but now I think it might be TV. I'm not sure about that.
So they're going to do like Rick Grimes in the world of Walking Dead movies.
Yeah, like what happened after the fact. Yeah, spoilers. He supposedly died at some point. So yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just I think I'm kind of Walking Dead out. I think it's they kind of beat the dead horse for a while. Just having all the spin-offs and just kind of like dragging like series, because I guess they figured this was going to go on longer and they wanted to stretch it out, but to the detriment of their audience, like kind of killed the momentum of the show. So this has 24 more episodes. It's going to go into the 11th season, and so it's still 2 more years of this. It's going until 2022, so it's not like you're losing. I don't know why people were freaking out. Like, dude, you still got 2 more years of this and like spin-offs and Daryl and Carol's adventures. So it's not really
2 more years of the main show, or this is the last year of the main show?
2 years. It's a 24 episode 11th season.
Dude, and people, for real, if people are tripping out, they should be fucking thankful that they're like ending this shit way ahead of time, that they're able to actually craft hopefully a good ending to the series and shit. There's enough time for them not to just fucking, oh shit, we only have 2 episodes left.
Yeah.
Let's hodgepodge it together. Hopefully they come out with a good ending. I'll probably like Jeremy said, I know it's the totality of how many seasons I'm investing. I'm just gonna jump back into fucking the beginning of 8. Maybe watch a refresher of 7 at the end of it, and then probably start going from there.
Yeah, we'll see. It's the book was pretty damn good to a point, but yeah, it ended when it needed to end, so that's good. Yeah, I have an ending, man. Let's see.
It's impressive too. I mean, I feel like zombies haven't been popular for a while, but they're still going. So I mean, it's kind of impressive what they did.
Yeah, it's kind of zombies have been kind of having a resurgence the last year or so. Like Train to Busan, and then a couple movies have been popping up, like the hashtag Alive on Netflix. That looks pretty interesting. So yeah, there's I was pretty zombied out for a minute, but yeah.
People are praying for them at this point. They're like, fuck, might as well.
It's got to be next, right? Like zombies, earthquakes, volcanoes. Like, come on, man. What do you got on the world-ending bingo, man?
I'm bored at home. Let's
stop asking those questions, please. Stop asking those questions. Let's wait till 2021 before we start asking some weird ass whacked out questions, dude. The Magic 8 Ball's been okay. Let's do this.
All right, let's jump to this. Hold on, let's see right here. Let's jump to this RoboCop prequel news. So RoboCop's getting a prequel that's in development from MGM. Looks like it's going to be about Dick Jones.
Dick Jones.
I guess he's going to be Richard Jones in the beginning, and then he turns into a Dick. So yeah, it could be interesting. You can kind of see like OCP kind of from the beginnings, and I don't know if you're going to get some of the other cast members that were in RoboCop has their younger self, like his partner, maybe her as like a rookie cop or something like that. Maybe seeing some like RoboCop, like pre-RoboCop tests, like didn't fucking actually pan out, and they were kind of like, kind of out of control experiments and stuff. So this is kind of interesting. I don't know. It's you're going to do a RoboCop prequel without RoboCop, but I think you could do some cool stuff around this. Davis, what do you think of this news? RoboCop prequel coming?
I'm indifferent. I mean, I like RoboCop, but it wasn't a super huge part of my adolescence or anything. I'm hoping it has to do with, didn't they had like a big ass mech type thing that he fought at some point?
Yeah.
I'm hoping that
Ed
kind of
209.
pops in.
Yep.
Yeah. But other than that, I don't know who's putting it out. Like it said MGM's developing it, but where? Do you know?
They have. I don't think they've got it anywhere yet. So it's probably going to end up on a streaming service somewhere. It's one of the co-writers is was part of it. So so we'll see. Yeah, but I can see this coming on. Like I think Cobra Kai, the success of Cobra Kai is going to bring a lot of this stuff. You're going to see some prequel stuff and some sequel stuff.
True.
To a lot of these 80s properties that are just sitting there and not doing anything. So I could see like, oh, if we go the Cobra Kai method, we can like, resurrect some of these franchises that haven't been relevant for a long time. So we'll see. So Jeremy, what do you think of this news, man? Are you excited about a prequel to RoboCop, man?
Again, like it wasn't super big for my childhood. I liked it. It's been so long since I've seen it. But I don't know. Do I want to watch RoboCop with no RoboCop in it? I'd rather watch Cops. Like I don't. I don't know if you guys remember, like Patton Oswalt had that joke about like the Star Wars prequels, but he's like, yeah, I don't want to see Darth Vader as a kid. Like you want to see Darth Vader? That's cool. Like so, yeah. I don't know. It just kind of makes me. I definitely want to go watch RoboCop again.
Yeah, watch it. I love watching the director's cut with that extra like a minute of Dude getting shot over and over again. That's one of the best scenes ever. One of the best added scenes ever in a director's cut. Just Dude getting blasted for an extra minute. It's beautiful stuff.
I came across some RoboCop comics in a dollar bin that were, I think it's by Frank Miller, and like someone was telling me that's who originally did it.
Yeah, he wrote the second movie.
And he directed the third one, I think.
Yeah, and he directed the third movie. But yeah, he wrote the second one's actually not that bad. It's kind of, there's some fun parts in that movie. But yeah, the first one's a classic, man. Paul Verhoeven, man, it's great. It's almost really like almost relevant to today's climate right now. Yeah, so it's kind of Paul Verhoeven was always ahead of his time for sure.
Yeah, for certain, definitely.
Yeah. So Rick, what do you think of this?
That was the first thing I asked when you posted the show. I was like, dude, how the fuck can you have a prequel to fucking RoboCop? I mean, like, well, it's RoboCop, I was like, all right. But if it's Dick Jones and it's his ascension in OCP, you need the old man. You need what's the other guy who's just always off to the side, the guy who goes, this is baby food. All the OCP executives when they're fucking probably rising. I don't know how much viability this show's gonna have. I don't know is there a market for this? I mean, unless they're going to show us like probably new earlier iterations of RoboCop, the RoboCop program before it got to, I forgot Miguel Ferrer's character's name, but before he got to him, where he was a scientist who came up with the RoboCop product that we all know. So I don't know. Does it have potential? Maybe. Does it have Cobra Kai potential? No fucking way. No.
It's such a high standard, man.
I mean, when people talk, when you talk the way you're supposed to do, like a series based on a fucking movie, Cobra Kai nails it on every fucking thing. Just enough nostalgia, but I mean, it's like The Force Awakens, but not.
Yeah, they had a sequel they were talking about a couple of years ago, like just like skipping all the other crap and going the Halloween route. Yeah, just and going. I think it was called RoboCop Returns, and just kind of Alex.
I heard that's still long, dude.
Doesn't look like it anymore. With this,
not anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't look like
See that? I feel like I'd rather see another RoboCop sequel. Like, just make another RoboCop.
Yeah, I'd rather see another RoboCop.
Yeah, dude's still around, right?
Peter Weller?
Yeah, he's still around, right?
He's fucking old.
You just need to CG his face on whatever body. Like, you don't really need like.
But he's 73.
Yeah, you come in, go and get the face scan, maybe fine. Just voice him.
And that actually is the best thing, because this is the kind of movie where you can fucking CG Peter Weller's face, make him look younger, and put him on a fucking RoboCop. They did that with fucking Kinnaman in the bad remake, so they can do it with fucking Weller and give us what the fuck we want. Give us our RoboCop.
Yeah. Oh man, I forgot. Irvin Kershner directed RoboCop too.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah, and screenplay by Frank Miller. That should have worked, but no. Yeah, Frank Miller's not the best screenplay guy. Yeah,
Dude,
just,
the fact that he was trying to kill a kid.
the Spirit was fucking horrible, man. The Spirit was,
Oh, that movie was so bad.
like one of the worst movies I've ever
The
seen.
Spirit?
That and Sin City 2. Those two.
Sin City 2 was horrible.
I saw The Spirit in theaters. Sorry if my cat's making noise. But...
Oh, don't worry. There's other cats. Don't worry.
Yeah, hopefully where is he?
I saw The Spirit in theaters, and it was so bad that someone answered their phone in the middle of it, and he was just like, "Nah, I can talk." And, like,
and no one complained, right?
And
no
he didn't get mad. He was like, "Oh, fuck it."
At first, me and my brother were like, "Oh my god," and then we were kind of like,
Yeah, I have time. Yeah, there's some fucking shitty movie going on right now.
What are you watching? The fucking Spirit.
Like it's a great property too, man. The Will Eisner comic is great, man. Like you could do some cool shit with that property, but you just trying to make Sin City like again, like
he
man.
pretty much fucking like hacked fucking like fucking Robert Rodriguez's style and tried to make it and just like I didn't do it. No. Yeah.
Let's see. Lori, 5 seasons is plenty for a series. It gets redundant after that, after a while. Yeah, it depends. Like some series can like have that second life and like do something different. Like Cheers, man. You bring in Rebecca and you have another 5 good years of show. It's
something like American Horror Story. That's an anthology. You're bringing up a new story every fucking season, dude.
Yeah.
If you're doing an anthology like that, like a Twilight Zone or shows like that just tell different stories like every episode or every season, I'm with that shit. You can keep that shit going forever.
Yeah. Yeah. Lori, again, Weller is doing a lot of directing lately. Cool. Yeah. There you go.
What movies is he directing?
And probably some TV stuff, I probably assume.
Yeah. Leviathan Part 2.
Yeah, anything. If you got good creatives around and you got like a decent story, I'll check it out, man. You could do some cool like weird shit with RoboCop, man. A bunch of failed RoboCops running around and them trying to try to put the genie back in the bottle could be interesting stories to tell. So speaking of some more remakes and reboots and what have you, looks like Scream 5 is happening. Looks like a bunch of the original cast, the surviving original cast is coming back. Nev Campbell and Courtney Cox and what's the other guy's name? Deputy Dewey.
David Arquette.
David Arquette, the former WCW champion, David Arquette. Yeah. It's always going to be on his resume, man.
It is.
Yeah, we should all be so lucky. So this is coming out. They don't have a name for this yet, but I could see this being like Scream reboot.
Scream V.
Yeah, Scream V or Scream reboot or something like that. I think Nev Campbell needs to die in the first. She needs to have the Drew Barrymore role in this one. Die in the first 5 minutes, man. Don't. She doesn't need to be back, man. They should just kill the original crew in the first one, man. I'd be down with that. So some of the speculation was Stu coming back at some point. I want to wait for how Stu is going to come back in a minute, Rick. I want to hear your explanation of this because the motherfucker got stabbed like 20 times and got hit with a fucking TV. He's not alive.
No. Okay.
So, Davis, were you a big fan of the Scream franchise?
I've seen them all. Yeah, I like them. I forget the one that's like in Hollywood or something. I think was probably my least favorite. But
Jane Silent Bob.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot they're in it. But yeah, I mean the first one is pretty awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed that when it came out. I remember.
Great movie. I love that movie so much. The first
classic.
two are really
it's
great.
a classic.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
I like the second one up until Randy died, and then
I'm with you.
So, are you excited about this, man? Are you ready for another one?
I'm not like rushing out to buy my ticket or to rent out a movie theater to watch it, I guess.
Yeah. You don't wear your fucking hazmat suit to go see Scream 5.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, I'll see it eventually. It's another one of those things that like, cool. Yeah, that's all I got, Yeah.
Could be cool, could be crap. Let's see. Jeremy, were you a fan of the Scream franchise?
The only time I saw it once, my friend like I don't know, he like made me like stay over and watch it. It was like 3 a.m. He was like, "Come on, we gotta watch it," and then he fell asleep like.
Dude, that was coming 3 a.m.
I didn't watch this. Like I was about to leave, and then like he just fell asleep during it. But it was a pretty good movie. I don't know. Like, I feel like for like horror movies, like less is more. You know, like you can't keep making them and expect me to be scared by it every time. You know.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it takes kind of the newness of the original. It was so fresh and such a great take on the horror genre that now you're going on the fifth movie. Like, what are you going to do to surprise us as an audience that you haven't already done in the previous films? So, yeah, Rick, how's Stu come back?
All right, well, first to that, I just want to say with Scream, it's different about it. If Scream's not really intended to scare you, I think Scream.
It's called Scream.
No, but it's not trying to scare you. But I think what it does is like a nostalgia for slasher movie fans, and it's just like if it's a clever movie. That's where at the core of Scream, they're fucking clever movies. They use the fucking tropes of slasher movies against the fucking people in a slasher movie, which is cool. All right, here we go. Here's how Stu comes back. First of all, as we know, as for a lot of us who have watched like movies over tons and tons of fucking movies, the fucking guy who just gets a TV dropped on his head doesn't fucking die. I'm sorry. It doesn't go down that way. It doesn't, all right? Fucking Deputy Dewey got fucking shanked I don't know how many fucking times. Yeah, and his ass was fucking he was thumbs upping at the fucking end. So if Deputy Dewey can fucking survive, so can fucking Stu.
Okay, how does he fucking survive a fucking TV landing on his fucking head and being stabbed like 20 times?
Dude, I mean, it's just a TV landing.
Explain this to me.
It's just a TV landing on your head. That's all it is. It's
all right, so what? He's been in the hospital for fucking 20 years?
Dude, he's in maximum security, still fucking serving a sentence, fucking training a whole new fucking legion of fucking like. It's almost like the small plot point of fucking Copycat when it fucking turns out that fucking the guy in prison has a legion of people that fucking are like loyal to him and want to serve him and fucking are birthed from that serial killer. It's like a cult of Stu. I mean, I could, that to me is because I don't know if you guys seen Scream 4. Scream 4 was actually really good. It surprised the shit out of me. I was going into it thinking it was going to be more Scream shit because after Scream 3 was horrible.
Yeah, there's nothing memorable from that movie. I remember nothing from that.
Which one?
I don't remember what happened.
I don't remember. No, Scream 4. I don't remember any fucking like kill or any actor in it.
Dude, you guys. Okay, so I don't remember the actor except that weird-looking kid with the long hair.
I remember even Scream 3 was a shit movie, but I still remember a couple of the kills and a couple of the scenes.
Everything had to do with fucking almost like just cameras. Everything that was like everybody was filming, putting shit up on YouTube and. The guys always had I think he had like the Google glasses at the time where he could fucking like film and shit like that.
Yeah.
But dude, it's the whole thing how like Sydney's fucking was it her?
Say it right.
Her niece or her cousin.
Say it right.
Sydney. Yeah. Or sorry. Sydney.
Sydney. Sheriff, I didn't kill anybody.
Stupid. Sorry, yeah. I saw Scream fucking 19 times in the theaters that fucking summer, guys. I'm just saying that was my shit.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, I was. My buddy. Same thing. My buddy put on. I think it was on VHS. Like when it came out, he's like, "You gotta watch this." Because I remember when it first came out, it just I was like, "Oh, this like teeny bop actresses like." Actors like I don't care about this. Looks stupid. It looks like some like some cheesy ass movie. And then I watched and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing, man. Just great music, great action, great kills.
Great director, man.
Yeah, well,
scares me. Wes isn't doing this one.
I think it's Wes Craven's best movie, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's all around like his best movie, I think. It's like, what do you do with this franchise going forward? Like, are you gonna have them fucking killing on Zoom meetings or what the fuck? Like, how's it gonna be? How are you gonna make a horror movie nowadays? Because everybody has like advanced cell phones. Everybody has like fucking. There's cameras everywhere. There's like, how are you gonna get away with murder nowadays?
I don't know. Maybe the killer doesn't want. Like, I was watching the trailer for that Spree. I still want to watch a movie called Spree. The guy's fucking just killing for fun, and he's just posting it. Like, it's almost like Come and Get Me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I wonder if it. Well, come on. I mean, it depends. Are they going back to? If they go back to the town of Woodsboro, those cops aren't the fucking best. I mean, Deputy Dewey was the fucking like chief of police, wasn't he, or something at one point? So I don't know.
Was that in the fourth one?
I think he was a
Probably.
private detective in the fourth one, or
I
he
don't
was
fucking
just.
remember shit from the fourth movie, dude. I'm trying to remember
I
anything.
think he
from
was
that fourth
using
movie.
I think he was using brace walkers at the time because he got stabbed so many fucking times.
He should have died like movies ago, man.
He
Should've
should
kept
have, but
Randy
he
alive.
didn't. So that's why.
Randy should have survived.
Yeah.
Right, he's the only one
the
that
wrong
followed
guy
it.
died.
Yeah, that was the best scene. Yeah. Well, you know,
Who's alive?
what about you guys? What was some of your favorite kill scenes from the Scream franchise that you remember?
I mean, the Drew Barrymore one's that's the one that stands out the most, I'd say. And she,
Yeah.
she's in it for 5 seconds.
Yeah,
So.
that's great. That's what a great misdirect too. Like you just think, oh, Drew Barry, huge star. She's like, on the poster. She's in the trailer. She gets killed off in the first 10 minutes. Spoiler alert for Scream if you haven't seen it yet. She
Maybe Rose McGowan also.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was horrible.
In the garage door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Killer.
What about you, Jeremy? Any scenes stand out to you?
I don't remember too much of it. I was drunk watching it at 3 a.m. I know I enjoyed it, but I don't know why. When you said that, I just keep thinking of Evil Dead kill scenes. Like,
What's your favorite?
What's your favorite Evil Dead kill scene?
I think is it 2 where he stabs someone in the ankle with a pencil and then twists it around.
I think that's the first one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's anything to do with the ankle is always just any Achilles. Anytime you see a slice of Achilles or anything, that's just.
It wasn't just like a stab. Then he twisted. Come on.
It's like making a cake, just stirring it around, just like
Whip it good.
Rick, for favorite kill scene in the Scream movie.
Dude, honestly, my favorite was fucking seeing the Fonz go down, bro. At that point, it was like he was the coolest fucking guy always, and then he was like the principal, and then Freddy was in the fucking hallway. There was Wes Craven dressed as fucking Freddy, comes back in, closes the door, Ghostface pops out and fucking starts shanking the shit out of him. And I was like, whoa, they just killed the Fonz.
Yeah.
Fucking epic. For me, it was epic. I was just like, wow, they just
he jumped the shark of life, man.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. It's all right. So yeah, like I said, there's a lot of shit to talk about. Goddamn. Let's talk quickly. Let's talk about Diana Riggs, man. R.I.P. Diana Riggs, man. She died at 82. She's been in everything, man. She's been a Bond girl. She's like the only gal to marry Bond in Her Majesty's
Secret Service,
which is actually an underrated Bond film. It's actually a really good Bond film. It just kind of doesn't really get talked about because he was a one and done Bond. But that's actually a great movie. She was on Game of Thrones. She was the Queen of Roses. What was her?
House Tyrell.
House Tyrell. She was a badass character. She's one of my favorite characters in Game of Thrones, man. She's just cold, just fucking badass, badass babe. She was also in the old Avengers series, Emma Peel. She looked amazing in a cat suit, I tell you that, back in the day. But she had a great career, man. She was in so many movies, man. So just a great actress, man. She was even in the Great Muppet Caper, man. Come on, man. That's a hell of a career right there. Right. So Jeremy, what'd you think of Miss Diana Riggs? She was a dame, right? Wasn't she a lady or a dame? Yeah. What'd you think of it? Yeah, she was a dame. Yeah. So what'd you think of this her career, man?
I wasn't so familiar with it. Sorry, I feel bad. I'm always like coming on the show and not knowing anything about anything, but willing to talk about it.
Well, at least you're funny about it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I did see her and stuff. I'm bad with names, but I mean, Great Muppet Caper was constantly playing in my house. That was like the movie. And I used to watch the Avengers movies just because I think we rented them thinking it was like the Avengers. I love comics as a kid, so I was like, oh, Avengers? Fuck yeah. And then,
I always got that confused too. Like, oh, anytime I saw it on TV, the old show was like, oh, the Avengers. Oh, like, oh. But it's still a great show, man. That was a great show back in was it the 60s?
They made a kind of newer one of it too, where like I just remember there was a guy, the bad guy was always chewing gum, and it just annoyed the shit out of me.
Was it Sean Connery the villain in the movie from the 90s? I think it was Sean Connery. He was like the weather.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, it was like Uma Thurman was in it. And,
Ralph Fiennes.
Yeah, I can't remember if that movie sucked or not, but I don't know. I don't remember if it was good or not. I can't remember.
Forgettable.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Davis, what'd you think of this, man?
It sucks. I mean, not of her generation. I don't know a lot of her stuff.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones is mostly what I know her from. I've seen on Her Majesty's Secret Service, but
yeah,
it's tragic. It was funny. I saw a headline the other day about when she passed and everything, and it was like known of Game of Thrones and Avengers, and then all the comments were like, she was in the Avengers. What the fuck? You the voice or something? But
to put Marvel's Avengers, okay?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they actually still. That's why they have to call it Marvel's Avengers, because I think there's the rights. The Avengers still owned by, I'm not sure, the BBC or something. But yeah, it's quite a career, man. Rick, would you any thoughts on the passing of Miss Diana Rick?
Yeah, I remember watching a lot of her stuff. You know, like the Avengers show. Pretty much, I was caught in the same fucking loophole you guys were and shit. That you guys thinking it's Marvel and. Here it comes. I'm like, oh yeah, what's this? It's two people just like doing like fight shit. It's kind of cool though. Let me keep watching. It was pretty cool show. You know, got into it, but you know, when I was early back in the days of like that TV, you couldn't get reception all the time on the channel the right way, even if you move the fucking bunny ears. If you know what bunny ears, it's antenna, folks. If you don't know what antenna, look it up on Wikipedia. But
we only had 4 channels.
Yeah, pretty much. And but her on like Marjorie Tyrell, is that yeah, her name is Marjorie Tyrell, right? And
no, that was the girl,
Game of Thrones? No, Game of Thrones.
Wasn't that the daughter's
name? No, Olenna.
Yeah.
Olenna Tyrell, yeah. Lady. Yeah, okay.
Lady Tyrell, yeah.
She was dope as shit, dude. I mean, other than fucking Cersei, I mean, she was the most badass fucking woman on that show, dude.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad she got like a second, like, you know, like probably if she died without Game of Thrones, like probably like this generation wouldn't know who she is at all, because you know she hasn't really done anything relevant in, you know, in pop culture beyond the Game of Thrones. So I'm glad she got
40 years.
She got, now she can be appreciated for some of her older work too, and people will like know who she is. And she died, you know, having a character that's gonna, you know, live on, and you know, people will remember that character for a long time. So you know, it's good, man. I'm gonna have to watch Her Majesty Secret Service tonight, man, just a tribute, man. Haven't seen that in a while.
Oh, she was also on Extras with the Ricky Gervais series too.
Oh, okay, yeah. She did a lot of TV, man. Yeah, Extras is a great show, man. Yeah, it was a great fun show. All right, yeah, so cool. Yeah, RIP. Yeah, man. No, go watch some more old stuff, her Avengers stuff and Bond movie and all that stuff, man. So, yeah, she good career for her, man. She will be missed. All right, let's see. Let's talk some comics. We've been talking movies and stuff. Let's talk some comics. So some of the big things a few months ago. DC was talking about this 5G thing that was going to happen. Basically, it was the next generation of DC Comics, where they're going to like fast forward and kind of go to the next generation. Basically, like JSA was like G1, and like the Silver Age was like G2, and so forth, and all the generations. So Generation 5 was going to kind of go move the DC universe forward, where they're going to replace Batman. I think Luke Fox was going to become Batman. Superman's son was going to become the new Superman. They were going to kind of like push all the, you know, older characters out and kind of bring in a new generation of characters and kind of move DC forward. And so this was spearheaded by Dan Didio. For the most part, this was like one of his big visions for like moving the DC universe forward. So this looks like it's not happening. Jim Lee came out and said, yeah, basically like, this is not happening. We're going in a different direction. This is not going to be. There's not going to be a big reboot, which is not going to be. We're not going to redo the whole universe and restart everything again. So, which I'm happy with, because reading some of this 5G stuff, I was not looking forward to some of this stuff. I understand trying to make your characters, you know, progress your characters, but I don't know, to the detriment of older characters, which DC has had an issue with in the last few years. Kind of. Not knowing what to do with their legacy characters, and kind of hard, like living in the past with a lot of their characters. So I see the good and bad in this. I do want to see them progress. So Jeremy used to work at a comic shop, man. What do you think of this news, this 5G news that not happening?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, DC's never been like my favorite. I like them, but I wasn't super familiar with them. I don't need it all to like click together and make perfect like sense in canon, you know. Like I like short stories, like little mini series, and like you can kind of drop people in and out of the characters as long as you have the fundamentals. Then it doesn't need to like, oh, this all lines up perfectly with these last things, or it all line, you know. Like I was enjoying Wonder Woman, Dead Earth, and all those like miniseries and stuff. Those are really cool, but I don't need it to be like, oh, like, because they're just gonna redo all the shit anyways, you know. Like even if they're not doing 5G, they're gonna do something else, and then eventually that'll get all tangled up, and then they're gonna reboot that, and then you know. So it's like I almost can't get like too committed to any one of them. It's like you know, do whatever you want.
Yeah. It's definitely how DC has kind of played it. Like, which okay, if that's going to be your way, just do that. Don't try to like do these things like DC Rebirth and have this hope of like, you know, bringing Wally West back and having like the, oh, you're going to bring back the, you know, the characters to the point where people actually wanted to read these characters. But no, you're doing all this other shit and you're changing continuity every 5 seconds. And, you know, just you have the multiverse, like, you know, and they're bringing back the multiverse. They take away the multiverse, they bring it back. So I just wish they had a little bit more consistency with their comics, man. But, you know, it's some of the stuff I've read recently from DC, like the Dark Knight's Metal. It's been actually pretty good by Scott Snyder and Capullo, kind of dealing with the multiverse stuff. That's been kind of interesting. And the Joshua Williamson Flash run is ending soon. A couple, I think 1 or 2 more issues. That's been really good, man. So there's some good stuff, but I don't know. This seems like a good jumping off point for DC. But Davis, you know, you're not the biggest DC fan, but what do you think of this kind of news happening?
You guys have got me jumping into DC. I'm reading some Wally West Flash stuff for you, and I've been reading Nightwing for Rick, so I can appease you too. You know,
you'll finally get us.
Right.
Where are you at in the Wade Flash run?
I just finished, I think where the identity crisis is going on. Barry Allen comes back.
Oh, the Return of Barry Allen.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, one of my favorite series of all runs of all time, man.
By the way, I didn't realize there's this undying hatred for Barry Allen. I was telling a friend of mine that I was reading, and he was just like, "Fuck Barry Allen." You know? And I was like, "Dude, what? Really? Why? I had no clue. Everyone loves Wally West. He's cool. I get it, but."
Yeah, well, it's just the way they brought him back, and they just kind of shitted on Barry. On Wally, you know, it's like I like Barry Allen. I've read. I'm a fan of Barry Allen, but the way they just kind of brought him back and kind of like, okay, you just established Wally West. You built this character for like 20 years, and then just like by bringing Barry back, like it's okay to bring him back, but don't fucking like ruin, like just toss Wally aside. Like people have been following this character for so many years. You see him grow. You see him get married. You see him have kids. You just seen him grow as his character, and then just right when you got him to this point, you bring Barry back and just kind of like forget Wally West and put him to the side. And so that kind of pissed off a lot of fans. Like you can have it all, but you just like don't shit on the fans of a character that people have invested in for a long time, and that's why like a lot of people, you know, kind of had some hate. And there's other ways too, because a lot of older folks, that's you know, Barry Allen's their Flash. And so, you know, they're happy to have Barry come back, and they, you know, they were never got used to Wally. So there's 2 sides of it. You know, it's definitely generational.
Yeah, that's what I figured. It was the what I'm reading is all 90s and stuff, and I was like, that makes sense, I guess. Everyone I know is picking it up then. So, all right, cool.
So what do you think of this 5G thing not happening? What do you think? Where do you think the DC universe needs to go?
You know, I get it as far as like them selling books and everything, that appealing to the new generation, younger superheroes that are like using technology in the books that they're using. They can, you know, tweet hashtag bat signal and then Batman shows up, you know, and things they can relate to. I get that. I don't know. There's always some big event going on in comics. It happens every so often. I probably would have read some of it eventually.
Yeah, and it's a mess. Like they've had so many, like with the after like the New 52, it's just like reboot after reboot. They've been like everything. You don't know what, like Superman's like they brought the original Superman back, and then it's just been so fucking such a mess. Like they've had no like proper leadership over there, and so I don't know, man. I just hope they kind of like don't throw away the past. You can progress these characters without forgetting what came before, and just don't like, you know, you've had these loyal readers for a long time, and then you just kind of like you're trying to placate to this younger audience who's not really gonna buy these comics, man. Like I don't really see too many, like, I don't know, Jeremy, did you see a lot of young kids going in stores buying, you know, DC comics on your time working in the comic shop?
No, and that's kind of the shame. It'd be nice to get like kids back into comics. And I know there were some customers I talked to, and like I do this too, when like if I have like a stack of comics that it's like I either didn't like or I was just kind of whatever about. I tried to like I give them to my little cousins, and then like, and I knew some of the people who were like, oh yeah, I give these like some of like my nephews or whatever, and like, because you kind of got to pass it on to the younger generation to keep them going, and like, you know, like I try not to only get rid of books that I hate because I don't like putting only content out, you know. So I try and be like, okay, this was a good book, but I hope someone finds this in the wild, you know, and I'll like donate it to Goodwill or give it to someone. No, like, and that's kind of the thing is like DC and Marvel, I both feel like have gotten away from like, they kind of take themselves too seriously now, and they're kind of like embarrassed of their own past, like the spandex and like the bright colors, you know. It's like, yeah, everyone wants to make Superman all grim and gritty. It's like he's not a grim dude. Like he's like and bright, you know. So it would be cool. I kind of like the question you asked of like where these companies should go. What I would like is if they did more like vignettes instead of having to like everything is so interconnected. It's like it doesn't need to be, because like everyone kind of has their own canon anyways. Like there's Spider-Man stories that I'm like, nah, to me that didn't happen.
Yeah, one more day. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking out of my fucking brain. I hate that fucking story.
That's the Gwen Stacy, Norman Osborn.
That one too. That one, and when he gives up his marriage to Mephisto. That
Stuff like that. It's like, you know,
Gwen Stacy. That's the worst fucking thing ever, man. Like she had an affair with Norman Osborn and had some kids. Come on, man. That was the worst fucking thing.
You know, it's bad enough he like calls her a kid. So like there's like shit like that where it's like, to me that didn't happen. So everyone kind of picks and chooses anyways.
Yeah. So
like, you should just get like superstar teams and do, I don't know, 5 to 10 issue runs and just have like these like, people are gonna buy those, you know, and then they're gonna buy the next one when they find out, oh, it's shit, it's this team on this character, you know, and just kind of keep moving them around. And you know, because I like for Batman, I love Batman, but there's when I was working at the shop, there's 10 Batman different titles, and the main one is like fucking 95 issues in. Is like, am I gonna jump in on 95? You know, it's like I don't know what's been going on for the past almost 100 issues. So if you just kind of have it wherever it's accessible and easy to jump into, like that's, you know.
Yeah. They definitely have to, because, you know, kids are so distracted nowadays too, man. Like they have everything. They have every movie ever created on their, on their phone. They have every game. They have every, like, how are you going to distract a kid with a comic? Oh, you have to sit here and read. Like, it's like, you got to do something that, because it's going to be out this generation. It's the comic shops, and comics are gonna like die slowly, man. You already see it happening, and they're gonna try to go more digital, and which is fine. But this is gonna be like the last generation of like kids going to a comic shop and buying comics, man. So it's kind of it's kind of sad, but it's what can you do?
There are a lot of good, like when I was working like the kids section, it wasn't Marvel and DC necessarily. But there was a lot of shit that I was like, man, I kind of want to read that. Like, it was more like graphic novels and like short stories and like, it was a lot of like, not Boom, but like other companies like First Second was like the printer, and like, there's still good stuff. And I think kids will still read comics because kids love pictures at the end of the day.
Yeah, if you give them the option, like, hey, or read fucking Moby Dick or read fucking, this Calvin and Hobbes book. I'll choose Calvin and Hobbes every fucking day. So Rick, what'd you think of this, man? What'd you think of this 5G thing that was supposed to happen?
Well, I'm just thankful it didn't happen, because I'm tired of shit with DC. How I have to deal with the New 52. I had to deal with Rebirth. I'm like, can you guys stop changing shit? Just stop changing shit. Like, so to go back to what Jeremy said, like having vignettes, I think the most, maybe to meet somewhere in the middle, because I know what DC and Marvel try to do with like, getting a whole storyline. Then you see it's like, oh, this looks like a cool cover. Oh, book 95. Oh shit, I'm gonna have to backtrack a little. If they could just like call them what they are, like just make them giant story arcs, but have like 5 writers that are gonna be working on this giant story arc. That way we're not having like a Star Wars fucking, Force Awakens, Last Jedi effect where two people just had like a completely different idea of where the story should go. If they have like a writer's room where they can actually, maybe you do the first 6 issues, you're going to do the next 6, you do the next 6. and then have like a giant cohesive story that actually goes somewhere with like the guy who's doing volume 3 knows exactly what the guy in volume 1 did, and he can actually go and take it from there and make it cohesive. And other thing that the easiest way sometimes to get kids to buy comics was, make sure you have a steady release date too, if you're going to get floppies. But as soon as you complete the storyline and you're like halfway into the second like arc of it, release that first one on a trade. Like some people don't want to collect the floppies. Some people want to just have the trade. So give them access to the trade faster.
They've been pretty good with that, like getting the trades out like soon as the last like issue of the story comes out. Usually within like a month or two. They're
okay. So they're getting better with that, because I remember for a while it's been like fuck. I have to wait almost like 6 months for that shit to come out.
DC was worse with that shit because they would sometimes not reprint shit and like sometimes take forever coming out with the book. But yeah, usually they've been pretty good with coming out with trades like right after, because that's really where they're making their money. Like going to the Barnes and Noble, Amazon,
the trades, man. The trades is actually the trades. If they're making money there, that means those books are getting into hands. If those books are getting into hands, those books are getting read. If those books are getting read, those good books are getting passed down, because you're always telling your friends, dude, you got to read this. You got to check this out. And that's how we keep like this whole thing going. It's word of mouth, because it's rough, man. It sucks that people, like, you go into comic shops. When I used to go into comic shops before this, I would only see adults. I never see kids. I've always seen adults in there. Like, kids don't like to read, man. It's a video game. It's something. Yeah. It's all instant gratification. Nobody likes to get taken to like a fucking faraway land and fucking just forget about shit for a while.
I think there are kids reading them. I mean, some kids, like, they don't have like the free schedule like most adults do. So like I can show up to a comic shop whenever I want, Whereas a kid is kind of like, you need to like beg your parents a little bit, and sometimes they don't. I think as long as you're passing down the medium, it's like whatever that kid wants to read. I don't care if you read DC or Marvel; they might not even get into that. Like at this point, they might just kind of skip all that. Like, but yeah, I think it's important to be like, when you're done with a comic, it's like, to me, I don't seal them up anymore, and I don't really bag and board. It's like I have 3 little nephews. They're little kids and they love that shit. Like one of them can't read yet, but he's looking at
he's going to the pictures. Yeah.
That's how a lot of us started, man. Go picking up a comic, just like, oh, cool. Like it's like a book, like a little book with pictures. Cool.
I gave them a stack of Mad magazines that like I'm hearing that they're loving. So like that's another way too, is like, you don't think of that as a comic book, but they're reading comics because
it's a gateway drug.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. The Mad magazine was definitely like one of the first things I like picked up and kind of like transitioned to comics for sure.
Yeah, totally. You get like read parts of it. You might not read the whole thing, because I'd be like, oh, this part looks boring, but you skip to the part that looks cool, like Spider or something.
Yeah, pretty much. And I like your thought about having just writers and artists just do an arc, do a 10-issue arc, do a 12-issue, instead of committing these like 150 issue, 100 issue arcs where it kind of teeters out towards the end and they kind of run out of ideas. Like, just tell a nice 10.
Get a good writing team together.
Yeah, and you don't, and they've been kind of doing that with their Black series. It's kind of out of continuity. They've just been telling stories, which is I kind of enjoy. Like the was it 3 Jokers that just came out? That was actually kind of enjoyable. I kind of liked it, and it didn't seem like it was in continuity, which is okay, because it's been such a mess anyways. And some of the changes they've made, I haven't really liked. So it's fine. I think you can. They should just make it where, hey, this is the Batman. This is the era of Batman I like. This is a story from that era. You might like this Batman. So read the story, So I think they just got to be more transparent in what they, what they're selling us and what they're doing with these stories, man. If they gotta go away from continuity and just tell stories, I'm okay with that. Just, let me know what I need to read and what I don't.
They do one shots all day long. I'm good with that. But if they're gonna try to create the cohesive world, doing it like that, I think would be the best.
Well, I forgot who said, it might have been Shooter or somebody back in the Marvel back in the day. They said pretty much write every comic book like it's somebody's first comic, because it will be somebody's first comic they pick up. So every comic should be like an experience onto itself. Shouldn't have to go, because a lot of these writers are just writing for a trade. They're writing a 5-6 issue storyline because they want to make the trade. Like instead of just writing a two-part story or 1-part story or whatever, just tell they like kind of, there's sometimes there's filler issues where like, really, what did I just read? I didn't really need to read that, but you have to make that 5-6 issue run for the trade, so it's kind of kind of forcing the writer's hand, and it's kind of taken away from some of the storytelling. Like Paul Dini came out a few years ago writing Detective, and every single issue was just a standalone issue, and they had like some story beats that kind of carried on, but it was just him telling just individual stories, individual issues, which I kind of want to see more of that kind of stuff, man. I want to just see, like, I just want to pick up a comic and be satisfied. I don't need to read 100 other issues to be satisfied, to really appreciate the story.
Yeah, because especially if you're like paying as much as you do for comics now, and you're like, oh, I gotta buy another one too to figure out what happens. Like, this was like not a satisfying like thing. It was just a cliffhanger. Nothing really happened. I'm supposed to wait 2 more issues till something happens. Like, I kind of want something to happen every issue.
Yeah. I should be sad. Yeah, if I'm paying $5.99 for a comic book, I should have a satisfied experience in that $5.99.
Yeah, and I don't. There's like a balance. Like, yeah, the Jim Shooter quote where it's like, yes, everyone. Like, I just remember it is sometimes that's kind of rough when you're reading all together. I was reading a bunch of Iron Fist and Power Man, and every issue they're like, I like explaining their whole origin.
Yeah, the recap. Yeah, there's a recap. Yeah, that's going, like, you don't need to read that like that far, but just something where it's like, okay, you kind of know right away who these characters are, what they are.
Yeah, like summarize it, sell it, and then like just throw me into it and I'll pick it up.
Yeah, if a good story is a good story, no matter what. Like back in the day, I didn't have full arcs of stuff. I had like little pieces of arcs. I had this maybe one issue apart. I had like the last part of a story and the next part of the next story, but it was a satisfying experience because I read that book and I was satisfied reading that book. I didn't need to read everything else. I kind of got what was coming out of it.
You might fill it in years later, like, oh shit, this was the second part to that one, and you kind of, because like you love that story, you knew what was going on in this one. Or you figured out why that happened, and like it was just added to it, where it's like you didn't take anything away, just added,
Yeah, I'm just like reading, like I'm going through the Fantastic Four in the '90s, and so I have a lot of those issues, like a lot of gaps in that issue. But now I'm reading it all the way through. It's like, oh shit, all this shit makes sense, and it's kind of a cool, fun experience. It's kind of filling in the gaps that I've missed. So yeah, it's definitely something that's it's something's got to change and something's got to get a little bit better. And I think DC and Marvel need to kind of get their shit together, man. If they want to, don't try to lose your fans, man. Like you're kind of alienating some of your fans, like trying all this outrageous shit, trying to do too much, and just keep it simple and keep your storytelling simple. And just, fans will buy the books, man. There's, billions of Batman fans out there. But again, you don't need fucking 20 fucking Batman books to tell a proper Batman story, and just keep it simple.
I think they should do maybe like 3 or 4 books in the Gotham universe. Just, you don't need like 20 Batman books, but you need a Batman, you need a Nightwing, you need a Batgirl, and maybe like Gotham City, like a Gotham
Batman,
City Police.
Or a Batman and Robin book. You need I would like to see a Batman and Robin book, a Batman book, Nightwing book, and Batgirl book.
Yeah, that'd be the only things that you need to do in all of Gotham. Like, and like you could, if you have like those 4, let's say you have 4 books, right? You have 4 writers. Have each writer rotate on each fucking thing, just cohesively telling a whole fucking story of Gotham. That would be great. Just if they're talking world build it with an actual like idea, not like, all right, I'm gonna do this. All right, now you take over. All right, what did you do? All right, I'll do this, and all right, you take over from that. That's because that's bullshit. It makes no sense like that.
Yeah, because it kind of sucks when someone's like, oh, I'm taking this direction. Someone's like, no, we're going fucking.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what kind of like happened with Joshua Williams, and like he's writing The Flash, and he was using Wally West, and like, oh, we're gonna take Wally West and make him a murderer, and like doing all this, do all this weird shit with his character, kind of out of character.
It's out of character shit.
And so they just spent the last like 2 years trying to kind of redo his, like the Flash Forward book that just came out, undoing
fixing every bullshit they do. It's like fucking, it's damage control storylines that they're doing right now.
That was a great book. Yeah. Read Damage Control. Yeah. Was it Dwayne McDuffie? Good book. So it's we'll see. Hopefully we can get a few more years of comics, good comics, man, before everything implodes. Let's see. Joe, what's up, Joe C? Randy's death is my least favorite, but a good one. Yeah. I screamed. I literally screamed when that happened. I was like, no. Probably one of the best deaths, man. Like, yeah, just a speech right before, and just like, yeah, this is coming out.
Oh,
of the
motherfucker. That was great.
You want to play with the big boys? Dahmer, OJ. Yeah, that was pretty good. Let's see. Jen Expectations. It was me. Glass of wine. I don't know what that means. I think she murdered Bo. I think Bo was murdered. Oh, no.
It was Jen in the candlestick in the observatory.
It was me, Austin. It was me all along. Let's see, Alex. If you question if the movie was good or bad, it was probably bad. Yeah, the 90s Avengers was banned. Yeah, I remember it not being well received. I just remember Uma Thurman in the cat suit and Sean Connery like chewing scenery as the bad guy. That's kind of all I remember from that movie. I kind of all rewatch it just just to hate watch it.
It's a hate watching.
Yeah, I love hate watching stuff. It's great.
Yeah, good.
Well, I'm gonna hate watch Dark City one day. Watch.
No, you won't. You're gonna like that movie.
I almost watched it the other day. Somebody recommended on a podcast I was watching. I was like, oh, I should watch that.
God damn it, dude.
Then I thought of you.
Somebody else fucking recommends it to you. Like, Davis, can you fucking just tell him that it's a good movie and ask him to watch
somebody
it?
I trust.
Just to spite me, he'll watch it. Like, it was Davis who told me. I never heard shit from you.
Yeah, if Davis says it, yeah, I might be done. He's a trusted
credibility.
trusted advisor. All right, let's go. All right, let's go to this news. I'm actually really excited about this news, man. So Lovecraft Country has been killing it, man. Episode 5 I just watched the other day, today actually. Amazing episode. Yeah, oh man. It's I guess we could talk a little bit about Lovecraft Country, a little non-spoiler.
It was good.
We can transition to our next story. But yeah, it's amazing. The effects in this episode. Oh my god, it's just some of the twists too. Like I kind of figured out the twist like halfway, but I was like, okay, I love what they're doing with this show, man. Davis, did you check out episode 5?
I did, yeah, it was great.
Non-spoiler, what'd you think of it?
I mean, I haven't been disappointed by the show yet. Everything has a different, I mean, it's like its own little story that's just kind of, it's left to its own devices in each episode, but then it's part of the bigger story. Just, I don't know.
It's like an anthology, but not being an anthology. Yeah, so, yeah it's fucking amazing, man.
That's what I thought they were gonna do originally, make it an anthology, watching like the second episode, and I was like, whoa, this is way different.
Yeah.
And then, but they kept the same. I thought they were going to do like the same actors, but have them in kind of the same world, but it's like they wake up and it's a different thing every time, you know?
Yeah.
But,
they probably could have got old really quick, but what they're doing with this show is just every episode is a different genre of horror, which is amazing. So it's just, if you're a fan of any kind of horror movies, this is just straight up love letter, man. This is just, oh man, this is just the best. This is just the best TV that's happening right now for me, man. I'm digging this a lot, man. And going on with The Boys too. I just watched the last episode of The Boys too. The Boys has been amazing too. So it's a great time for some great TV, man. Jeremy, are you caught up with Lovecraft Country at all?
No, I've heard good things, but I haven't seen any of it.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's a really good show. Rick, what were your thoughts of episode 5?
Dude, it's pretty much, this is the WTF freaking show that it's been every fucking episode. It leaves me with like, what the fuck? What's going on? I thought, just when you think you're getting more information, it's leaving you with more answers, more questions. And like I told you, I'm just hoping right now that this doesn't turn out to be another Lost, where it feels like it's going somewhere, but it's not going to go anywhere. You do that, I'm going to find the showrunners, punch them in the face, because this is fucked up. I was so
Don't do this to me, man. I've been hurt too many times, man.
Not like this.
No like
Not like this. Not like this. Not like this.
Yeah, man, it's well produced, man. I'm always enjoying the music. The actors in the show, like and I like how they're giving these the actors that kind of had small roles in the beginning, and like these major arcs, and they're more important to the story than we thought they were going to be. It's just well acted, man. I just love everything about this show, man. It's amazing, man. It's such a great show. Yeah. So speaking of Lovecraft Country, Johnathan Majors, who is the star of the show, who's had some roles in Last Black Band in San Francisco. He was in White Boy Rick. I heard that was actually pretty decent. And a couple other movies. He's a really, really talented actor, man. So the big rumor, they said it hasn't been official yet, but all like a bunch of like major news outlets are reporting that he's signed up to be have a role in Ant-Man 3. They haven't had a title for that yet, but yeah, Ant-Man 3 is supposed to be coming out. It's supposed to be filming next year, I believe. And so the big rumor is that he's going to be playing Kang the Conqueror. So if you don't know who Kang the Conqueror is, he was an old, start off with a Fantastic Four villain, messed with the Avengers. He's been like part of the Marvel universe for a long time. He showed up a lot of places. He's a time traveler, so this is definitely going to have definitely do a time travel and with the quantum realm. And if you have Kang involved, so this kind of means I think some of the rumors for Ant-Man 3 has been the Fantastic Four are going to have play a role in this. So even the introduction of Fantastic Four or what have you. So this is because he has a lot of ties to the Fantastic Four. He's supposed to be a descendant of Doctor Doom is supposed to be his descendant, or it's been kind of like he's supposed to be a descendant of Reed Richards and Doctor Doom. There's been like kind of stories that contradict both each other, but we'll see. So this might be a precursor of the Fantastic Four coming in. Either they're going to be pulled from time or from another dimension or what have you. Jeremy, what did you think of this Majors playing Kang the Conqueror?
I don't know the actor, but I'm stoked for Kang. I love Kang.
Kang is a great villain, man.
I don't typically like time travel and stuff, and I try and avoid it in my comics because it just gets messy. But Kang is, I don't know what was the '90s run of Avengers? '90s, early 2000s, maybe.
The Englehart one.
No, it was. They might have been the same dudes doing the Fantastic Four you were talking about. You were reading like.
Yeah.
It's like they're like famous Avengers run. What is it? I'm blanking on the names.
DeFalco.
What?
DeFalco.
No, I don't know, but there was. I don't know. It was like this one Kang story with the Avengers where like he really like moving the chess pieces around, and it was like.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
One of the few times in comics you're actually like, holy shit, dude! Like, are the Avengers gonna lose? Like, it was really built in this way where it's like, oh, they might not get out of this. Like, it was just.
Was that when Baron Mordo was on the team? Like, I think.
So it was like every Avenger was in play, but he was splitting them up. So like they were just spread all thin, and Kang really makes like a run for conquering the world, and it comes close.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm blanking on the names of the creative team.
I think I remember that. Like I remember the covers. Like I think it was like the mid '80s, late '80s kind of Avengers.
Possibly. I feel like it was after Heroes Reborn or whatever was like kind of like.
Oh, okay. Was that the Busiek run?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember those two. Yeah, those are good. Yeah.
It's like just good comics. So like, yeah.
Yeah, Kang is a great villain, man. Like he could throw him anywhere. He could throw him in, Avengers, throw him in Fantastic Four, throw him,
Cool too.
And I think he has the right. If you've seen any of his movies, he has kind of like he can play. He has a lot of range, and I could see him having the purple suit and just kind of being kind of that, that villain, that crazy villain kind of type. Davis, what do you think of this news?
I'm all for it. That guy is the actor and everything. He is incredible in Lovecraft Country, so I've great faith in him, and he'll kick ass in it. I didn't even think about the Fantastic Four tie-in. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Kang has only hopped into a few comics that I've read over the years. I feel like he popped into an X-Men annual I read a while ago. Yeah. And
he shows up everywhere. He's like one of those guys that just shows up everywhere, man.
I read a little bit of some Inhumans run, and he was in that for a little bit. And he was a pretty cool villain in that. He brought in like World War II soldiers to fight people, and then he'd disappear and come back with Trojans and stuff, and it went all over the place. It was pretty neat little gimmick he had there, so I'm down for it.
Yeah, he's I have his Secret Wars figure from the mid '80s, man. He was he's part of that storyline too. It's hey Rick, so how do you want to see the Fantastic Four come in if this is true?
Oh man.
I just
want them to come in. I don't want them to start out with their own movie. I definitely want to see I don't even need to see the actors on screen. They could just be made mention of on the TV or that some kind of event where they're getting ready to go into space or something like that.
Like a Planet of the Apes.
Or, yeah,
the astronauts go into.
We don't have to, are we talking the Tim Burton one? No, nothing associated.
Original,
with that
man,
one.
original.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah. Yeah, if it's like that, that's what I want. I want just small things like mention the Baxter Building, mention just headlines. You could see like as they're walking by a newspaper. Maybe it's an Ant-Man headline on the SF Chronicle, but on the side you'll see like Dr. Reed Richards does this on. Or it's like, oh shit, he's existing in the fucking world now. It's just little by little he's just being like they're all being alluded to.
That's what Marvel used to do really well. Is like it didn't have to be so tied in and like everything it was like, oh, he's here and they explain it was done in this issue. It's like you would just see the Human Torch flying by and you're like, cool, I know he's around somewhere,
Yes, that's what I want. I want something just in the background and not too overt. If they can did they already cast what's his name for Reed Richards yet or no?
No, they haven't made anything. Like fans have already casted it, and they're even in the Marvel comic they're drawing fucking Reed Richards to look like Krasinski. So
like if they can have Krasinski just like make a cameo in the movie without anybody knowing, just like off to the side, like even just like walking by, just like maybe like just signing an autograph. Hey, how's it going,
next summer in the Fantastic Four?
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great.
I think this is going to be like the Civil War, the Captain America Civil War coming up. I think they're going to kind of like a backdoor pilot for the Fantastic Four. They're going to have something to do with the quantum realm, something to do like I don't know if they traveled from the past or they pluck them from somewhere, or they were kind of like a forgotten heroes from back in the day. If you're gonna have Kang in there, there's definitely gonna be some
Fantastic Four.
Yeah, no way they're gonna have Kang in there and not having mentioned the Fantastic Four. So
I hope they explain the Fantastic Four, but I don't want a fucking Origins movie again.
Yeah.
Let's just be done with that shit. Just like maybe make a headline about it, like I said.
Yeah, make a headline or a 30-second, like, oh, crash ship. They got powers now. Like, I don't need to see their origin again. I'm totally okay with it. I'm okay with them just like, oh, they were stuck in the negative zone or they were stuck
That'd be cool, negative zone shit.
And like towards the end of the Ant-Man, they kind of get pulled out and they're like back in the real world.
I think all the origin movies at this point, it's like they're all kind of unnecessary. It's like I remember like when they were making Spider-Man, it's like how many times are we gonna see Uncle Ben die? Like, he's dead, and that's like you can just start the movie. Like everyone kind of knows, and they'll figure it out if they don't. Just mention.
That's why I like Homecoming. They just went through it like, oh, we don't need it. Like, what happened. Everybody knows this happened. Like, I don't need to see Batman's fucking parents die again. I've seen his fucking parents. I mean, I have PTSD from watching fucking Bruce Wayne. If you're gonna how many times can I watch his parents die, man? Fuck, I'm done.
If you're gonna do an origin story, I think it'd be smart to maybe do it like in a way where you incorporate it into the opening credits. Where Ray, remember the end credits? I think it's for Captain America: Winter Soldier. How when they're doing their the names of the characters, you see like an image kind of just like flash by. You see Robert Redford, he's all like sitting back in a chair, like writing stuff. But if they do something like that, where they just like, like let's say for Spider-Man, it shows that, he gets like bitten by the spider in like an image, and then it goes to Uncle Ben getting shot, like.
Like they did for Spider-Man 2.
Just like
Ross,
that.
Alex Ross just, they recapped the first movie in the opening credits with Alex Ross paintings, and it was that's all you need.
Exactly. I think that's the way to do an origin story for any movie that's already been established. Let's just be done with the bullshit. Let's not do anything. For the people who've come to the party late, sorry, we're already full swing. Everybody's dancing already, so
to speak.
Yeah, it's just.
It's like you don't just spend the first hour on this. Get it done in like 10-15 minutes. You can tell it, and it can still be moving. You just need to tell it quickly and then move on.
Yeah, I'm totally down with you can hint at it. You don't have to say I don't need to see them like
I don't need a 45 minutes spent on that shit.
I don't need an hour of them going to building the rocket and stealing the rocket and going out and getting the cosmic rays and coming back and discovering their powers and shit and all that. I don't need all that again.
Give me powers off the beginning.
I want to see them established. I want Sue Storm to I already have Franklin Richards. I want them to be a family. I don't need to go through all the fucking bullshit.
Have them go after Mole Man, like how the Incredibles kind of did and shit, like just like a fucking like.
That's the greatest
greatest team movie.
It's the
greatest team movie, yeah.
It's the best Fantastic Four movie. That's not a Fantastic Four movie.
Dude, Danny DeVito is the Mole Man. That'd be awesome.
Oh, that'd be great too. Danny DeVito as Mole Man.
Oh, I could see that. That'd be great with the glasses there. Oh man, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Oh man, sold. I love the Mole Man too. He's just a weird, creepy character, man.
Yeah.
Like I don't think he could carry a whole movie, but it'd be fun just to have him show up at some point. And
At the beginning and at the end and shit, man. Come on.
yeah, see, Incredibles already stole it, man. They fucked.
No, they got you paid homage.
They stole fucking.
Thank you,
Fantastic
Brad. Have Brad Bird fucking direct the fucking Fantastic Four and have him do that. He can fucking lift his own shit.
Yeah, I don't know. It's. I'm excited about this casting though. I think he's going to be great as Kang. I love that they're going. They get to use these villains now, like these the Fox owns villains, because they were kind of running out. They did like kind of the major guys they can do.
They kill their villains too quickly,
they
man.
kill their villains and they
kill their
kinda, like,
villains.
yeah, now they get to use all the X-Men villains. They get to use all these awesome Fantastic Four villains. So this is going to be a great second. What was this phase 4? I guess coming up. So this is great. This is going to basically get to continue these movies for another 20 years with these characters. So that's the only reason to survive now, this apocalypse. So I can see what they do with this shit. All I want is a proper Doctor Doom. That's all I fucking want in these fucking movies.
Yeah.
Been waiting fucking years for a proper fucking Doctor Doom story. So we'll see if it actually happens. All right, let's see. We got more chats. Let me see. Let's see. We got Dre. Hello, ladies. In his Val Venus voice. The great wrestler Val Venus.
Hello, ladies.
The best part is when he got his penis chopped off on live TV. Yeah, that was the Attitude Era, folks. Oh, wrestling.
Thank you, Vince.
Oh, wrestling. You're hilarious. All right. So the big topic this week. This is dropped this morning, right? The Mandalorian season 2 is happening. The October 30th, I believe this is going down. We had a trailer. They didn't really show too much, which I'm happy about. I don't need to I'm sold. I love the first season so much. You don't even show me a trailer. I'm good to jump back in, but definitely want to check this out. Some interesting stuff in the trailer. Not sure if they're going back to Hoth, but we see a snow planet. We see some more Baby Yoda. We see Sasha. Speaking of wrestling, we see Sasha Banks looking like a Jedi type. There's some rumors that she might be Sabine from Rebels, but that's not confirmed. So she could be, but she looks very Jedi Sithish. So I don't know what's going to happen there. But the trailer looked good. I love the music. I love the first season was amazing. Like I said. This looks like more cool shit, and I'm excited. More Baby Yoda, man. Fuck it, because we didn't have enough last time. More Baby Yoda. It just looks fun. So Davis, what'd you think of this trailer coming up?
I'm pumped. The production on that show is pretty flawless.
Yeah.
I love watching the making of series. I haven't finished it. Still got a few left, but it's
so good. Really fucking good. Like one of the best I've seen in a while, like a production, just that volume thing that we're talking about. Like,
yeah,
yeah. If you love this show,
I think whenever I buy a house, I'm gonna do that. Just LEDs, all the ceiling, floor to ceiling, and I can just set it to look like whatever. When I realized that's what they did, because you look at the stats on it and you're just like, this looks amazing, and then it's flawless.
Yeah.
So
I was shocked when I saw it. I was like, I thought that was filmed outside. No, it's inside the fucking studio. Like, oh my God, it's the technology is insane. And apparently they're using that, like, this is like a perfect time for this technology to be relevant, because everybody's in a bubble now. And so I think the next Thor movie is going to be using the same technology too. So it's yeah. So that's exciting, man. So any parts stand out from the trailer for you?
The only thing I was thinking the whole time was I want the Baby Yoda in its own little Mandalorian armor.
I'd like to see that.
As much as people
Halloween is coming up, man.
Yeah, he needs armor for the baby. Its life is at risk, and shell out the bucks for that.
My favorite part is when shit's about to go down. He has the little buzzer. What the hell flying? What the hell did he call the flying birds or whatever?
The Whispering Sparrow.
Whispering Sparrows, yeah. Like Baby Yoda's like, nope, I know where this is going. It like goes into his. I was like, I laughed out loud. I don't usually laugh out loud anymore, but that fucking had me dying right there. So Jeremy, did you watch the first season of The Mandalorian?
Yeah, I'm in a few episodes behind. I think I didn't finish it because my brother was the one with Disney Plus. But what I did see, I loved that show. It was such a good mix of like good, the bad, and the ugly, and Lone Wolf and Cub.
Yeah, straight up.
And the Mandalorians always look sick. That was like one of the first comics I bought was with like the whole Mandalorians, like a Star Wars Dark Horse comic. Yeah, it was so cool. I think I got busy and then my brother moved and I just don't have Disney Plus. So
yeah,
but I mean, great show. And it's also like I love that they use puppets. It's not just like all CGI. It's real world like interaction with
a lot of practical. Yeah.
Yeah. And then what was the other thing I was gonna say? I don't know. It was just a good show.
Did you watch the trailer?
I didn't watch the trailer yet. No.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's the music's good, man. Did you, Davis? Did you see the episode of Gallery with the music when they talk about the music for the show?
I don't think I've gotten to that one yet.
Yeah, that one's really good. Yeah.
It's 2 episodes, right? Gallery.
No, it's like 8. I think they.
Oh shit!
7 or 8. Yeah.
Fucking really behind it.
Oh yeah, no, it's good, man. It's a great behind the scenes, man. I love the little round tables too, man. The round table when what's his name was talking about episode 1. Filoni was talking about like the importance of episode 1 and like the story. I love that. Just him talking about like people shit on episode 1 and rightfully so. There's a lot of bad parts, but I think there's a core story that's really interesting in there. So Rick, what stood out from the trailer? What'd you think of all this?
Same exact thing. Fucking Baby Yoda hitting the button, fucking seeing that shit close. That honestly, that it could have been like a teaser of the ship going down into a planet, them walking into a place, and him about to hit the Whispering Sparrow, and just that shit happening, and that's it. Like just like 10 seconds, I'm sold. Like they already had me. Like I've been wanting to see this ever since like the first episode, the last episode aired, and I'm just glad that it like they show you this right now, and they're saying October. So
October 30th, yeah.
It's not that long to wait.
Away,
I mean, it's not that long to wait. It's not like they're telling me December or spring 2021. No, it's coming. So
luckily, the one thing that didn't get pushed back fucking this year. So
yeah, well, I think they said they had most of it done.
And they're filming so that volume thing is amazing because this is a perfect time to have this technology, man. They can film it all in one fucking area, keep the crew.
That's on Gallery. That technology you were talking about.
Yeah, they have a whole.
I need to watch all of that shit.
It's amazing the tech. Yeah, like I seriously like David said. I thought this was filmed outside. I had no idea that there was like a couple of shots that were filmed outside, but most like 95% of it shot on this volume on the stage. So it's amazing technology, man. And this is going to be the future of filmmaking for a long time. Some of the shots are great though. Like the speeder bikes going off the ship.
That looked amazing.
The cavern. That's a beautiful shot, man. I'm going through some of the screenshots right now. Yeah, the speeder bike stuff looks cool. Him having his jetpack is fucking amazing. Like they got a little, Star Wars Fight Club going on with 2 of the creatures from The Return of the Jedi, the 2 of the guards. That looks amazing. Yeah, this all looks great, man. This looks amazing. I can't wait for this show, man.
So you guys, everyone's already kind of sold. Like you almost didn't even need the trailer. It's like
I really didn't.
Sold on it, like.
Yeah.
X-wing fighters. Like I'm looking at some of this, the things I forgot. Yeah, they had X-wing fighters. They have like a lot of cool shit. Yeah,
X-wings. Doesn't the one-eyed dude look like the dude from Liam Neeson from Kroll? I'm looking at him now. He looks like the dude from Kroll.
with that fake blinking eye. Just
crossover, man.
Where are you guys on? Do you think it should all be? It's going to be one a week, but do you like seasons all at once, or would you rather wait it out, especially now that we're all kind of trapped?
It's some things I don't like binging, but like this stuff like Lovecraft Country and The Boys and like The Mandalorian, I kind of like having that week gap where I can have something to look forward to. It's like you watch these shows and you're over it and you kind of on to the next thing. I kind of like having this anticipation, like Friday Mandalorian's coming out. I can't wait to have something to watch on Friday. I have something to watch on Sunday.
Yeah, you're getting ready to hunker down and fucking just grab a beer or grab a slice of whatever you're eating or whatever.
And there's plenty of shows you can binge. There's plenty of shows to go back and binge, but I don't know. I kind of like having the excitement of the old school excitement of waiting that that TV show. My favorite show is coming out on Sunday. I can't wait to watch that, that's that show. So it's appointment TV, which I haven't really had in a long time. So, what do you think about that, Rick?
What?
Go ahead, Jeremy.
I was saying, like, sometimes you kind of burn yourself out. You kind of ruin, like, if you've seen that you're already like 3 episodes in and you kind of watch a fourth, you're kind of like, you're not in it as much, So it's like you kind of like, even though it's a good show or an episode, you kind of like kill it for yourself a little bit, or you can. So it is nice to have that like excitement and like you got to wait a little bit, delayed gratification, I guess.
Yeah, it's just one of those. We're just taught to like just binge everything nowadays, which it's cool for some shit. I don't mind like watching, spending my whole fucking day watching 10 hours of TV. That's what it's kind of fun too. But I kind of like this like week to week. Having some things I can binge and some things I can watch week to week. I think having a balance is good.
Stuff I like about the Mandalorian and stuff like that I like about the week to week. You watch it one day, and then you're spending the whole week talking about it to all your friends and like, hey, dude, did you watch this episode? Oh, okay, I'm not gonna tell you anything. Go watch it. And you're just like, it's fun to like, did you watch it finally? Oh, okay, now I can tell you. What do you think of this? And it's actually kind of cool that it's not that you can binge the whole thing and it's like, did you see this whole series? Oh man, you gotta watch it. And then you're waiting like, oh, you only watched episode 1? Oh, I can't say shit. For like it'll go like that for months if somebody doesn't get into a series. But with Mandalorian, it's hard. It's definitely hard. If you're a Star Wars fan, it's hard not to get into this one.
It's a very communal thing too. Like when it's week to week, it's very like, okay, you have like you can talk about it and have a week to like let it dissect, let it sit with you,
let it sink in.
So is Sasha Banks is she gonna be a Sith, a Jedi, or Inquisitor? Is she gonna be?
I want her to be Sith. She'll be a Jedi. I think. I want her to be Sith.
So this is what 6 years after Return, right? So yeah, I guess Luke would have some Jedis already trained and ready to go. So,
which leads, if there's Jedi, there's Sith. So, there's Sith everywhere, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, she's looking very. I think she's gonna be a Jedi. I think.
Well, I think I want her to be Sith, but she's gonna be a Jedi. Yeah.
And there's Ahsoka because I don't know. Well, it would make more sense for her to be a Sith because Ahsoka's gonna have to have a fight with somebody
to go against. Oh yeah.
So I think she'd be a good counter to Ahsoka.
And they didn't show Ahsoka in this, right?
No, not yet. Okay. I think she's gonna come later in the season.
Yeah, she's a surprise. I think, even though she's not a surprise.
I think a lot of this is from like the first episode. This a lot of the shots they showed, like the first couple episodes. I don't think we've seen anything yet because there's a lot of actors they've talked about coming back. And a lot of actors that signed up for roles. So I think this is from like the first couple episodes. I don't think this is like even what's going on all the way through the season. So this looks amazing, man. I can't wait for this, man. So Davis, any final thoughts on this The Mandalorian, man? Looking forward to anything in particular?
I was just looking up Sasha Banks. I'm not that into wrestling. I didn't know who she was. So yeah, she would be great as that character. I'm watching Rebels right now, so that'd be pretty excellent.
Yeah, they did show some like almost like it looked like they're on Mandalore. I'm not sure. There was like some graffiti and stuff. So I'm not sure if that's Mandalore. He's gonna because at some point he's gonna have to make it to Mandalore. Like it's called the Mandalorian, so it seems some point. So yeah. So how far are you in Rebels?
I just started the 3rd season.
Okay, all right. It's getting better.
Picking up now.
It's getting better, right?
I wasn't that into it the first season or two, but I was like, that's how Clone Wars was too. Yeah. So
exactly.
Now it's starting to pick up. And
it gets once you get Ahsoka involved and like all that stuff, man, it gets pretty interesting.
How many seasons is Rebels?
Like 5, I think.
4 so far.
And it's ongoing?
It's 4 and then a question mark. So they might make more. Who knows?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's the Ahsoka stuff and like the Darth Maul stuff and like they get some good shit. It's a good sequel series to Clone Wars because it's the same guys running it, so it's like a lot of some of the same threads are carried on from that. It's a good show though. I liked it. There's a lot of like weird filler episodes, like Chopper's kind of annoying. Like any episode that focuses on Chopper, you're like,
the first season, I was like, okay, this is going on when it's going on, and I was just like, who the hell are these characters? Like, why do I care? Like, this doesn't affect anything so far. So
yeah, it definitely gets better. Yeah, it definitely takes a while. I felt the same way when I was watching. I was like, do I even care about any of these characters? And like, Ezra's kind of annoying, and like, I don't really care about it. I don't know these characters. I don't care about. Then you kind of grow to like once you get more of the backstory, once they kind of expand some of the lore and stuff, it gets really good, man. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, Jeremy, any final thoughts on Mandalorian? How many episodes do you have left in the show?
I would have to like look at it again and figure out where I left off.
Yeah.
I was watching it around Christmas, so I was with like all my family and stuff, and we were just. I feel like I was like 8 episodes in.
Do you remember what you were seeing before you stopped watching? Like the last thing
They were in that. I know there's like that. He was hiding out on that planet. There's kind of like the small, like they're like fishing those like little shrimp.
Oh, he's like, I think he's probably like on episode 4 or 5. I think that is.
No, I feel like maybe that wasn't the last one I watched because I feel like I was like maybe like 5 or 6 in or something.
Okay, so you got a couple more left. Yeah, definitely check it out before this season here.
But yeah, I mean, it's just so much fun to like be dropped in like the Star Wars universe. You know, it's like everyone wants to hang out in there, and like that's I love it when it's not so connected to like the Skywalkers or like everything revolve like because that's
the
not
world.
Real. Yeah, exactly. It's like you kind of want to just be able to roam around that universe and like rather than be like, oh, it's so tied to like Luke or you know so and so.
Yeah, I like what they're doing. Like I'm kind of I'm done with the Skywalker saga. I wouldn't mind seeing a cartoon like what happened after Return, like Luke trying to rebuild the Jedi Order
to fix everything still.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that, but I don't need any more like Skywalker films. I think this is where they need to go. Just like there's a whole universe of stories to tell, so many eras you can jump to. So it's such a rich galaxy of stories to tell.
Go Old Republic.
Rick, what were your final thoughts on the Mandalorian trailer?
Can't wait to watch. Probably binge watch season 1 all over again.
Yeah,
I'm just looking forward to see who they're gonna. Because I was like hella surprised that Sudeikis was doing like a fucking voice as a stormtrooper.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing I'm looking forward to seeing who's gonna be who's gonna show up in this next season. That's probably like the most thing that I'm like looking forward to.
Oh, they're getting calls from everyone like, hey, can I?
I want to be in Mandalorian.
Can I be an alien? Can I? And Favreau has a lot of big Hollywood friends. I'm sure there's gonna be all kinds of like cutty little cameos and shit.
I want to see how many people from the MCU we get in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Like everybody wants to be in the Star Wars universe, play around that pool. There's that was great. Great use of like just like Bill Burr, like using Bill Burr as a character. Like thought, Bill Burr's actually turned into a pretty decent actor. He was good in King of Staten Island. I was actually surprised how good of an actor he's been. So
and Breaking Bad.
Oh, he was in Breaking Bad. Okay, yeah. So yeah,
that's right. He was in Breaking Bad. I forgot about that. Yeah.
So Bill Burr, who knew, man can act. Not just funny, he can act. Cool. All right, so Mandalorian, man, I'm pretty excited about it, man. It's good Star Wars, man. The best Star Wars in a while, man. I like that there's Star Wars that fans can all be on the same page. Like what you think about the new trilogy. Like a lot of people hate it, some people love it. It's hit and miss. I've loved some of it, I've hated some of it. So it's nice to be on the same page with most of the fans where we all like this is what Star Wars is supposed to be, like kind of like bringing us together instead of like fucking tearing us apart. Let's not go through that. But it's just I like it. It's that we're all on the same page for once. Like Star Wars fans, like, oh, this is Star Wars. This is what I want to. Yeah, this is Star Wars to us. So I'm glad there's something that can bring us together. So it's a positive Star Wars instead of being the weird, decisive fucking civil war that's been going on the last few years. So it's good. Good Star Wars is always good.
Thank you, Ryan Johnson.
No, we're banning Last Jedi talk from this channel, man. I'm over it. We can't complain anymore. The internet has already complained enough. All right, so cool, man. Some good discussions about the comics, the Mandalorian, all that cool stuff. So let's talk about our pool list for the week, man. Something you picked up, you watched, listened to, good or bad. Anything you want to talk about that interests you this recent few weeks. So let's go with you, Davis, man. What's on your pull list this week?
Okay, so since I've been given shit about doing a lot of digital stuff,
by who?
And also,
no.
Since the last time I was on, we talked about those Soggy Ujimbo books are coming out. So I wanted to go pick those up. But first, I went and picked up. I'm a little behind, and I picked up Paper Girls #6.
Oh, nice.
Okay, how's that series go? I kind of stopped reading after like the third one.
It's real wild. I've had to reread it like 2 or 3 times to be like, what the hell? I don't remember that happening, but I don't know. There's something about it I really like.
Yeah.
And then they didn't have volume 1, but they had volume 2 of Spencer and Locke, which you told me about. Right? They ordered #1 for me. I'm going to go pick that up soon.
Yeah, it's only like 4 issues, but it's really. Have you heard of that, Jeremy? Spencer and Locke?
I don't think so.
It's basically it's Calvin and Hobbes, but in Sin City, and so it's like it's like the flashbacks are done in the Bill Watterson style, and
Right.
it's really it's fucking really good, man. I read the first trade. It's only 4 issues, but it's a fun read, man. If you're a fan of Calvin and Hobbes and like just like any of those like noir comics, it's fucking it's a great book.
Yeah, but so I've been going around the last week or so and trying to find the Usagi Yojimbo books. I started reading the first couple. It's kind of complicated because like Fantagraphics did the first 1 through 7, and then Dark Horse picked up the rest and everything. So they're in different collections and all that, really. But so I started reading them and then calling shops because they're out of print. So a lot of places don't have them.
Really?
And then, yeah, so I went to a couple shops and found a couple of them. And then I went to like 4 or 5 different stores today, actually, up in the city. And then called this one spot, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we got volumes 3 through 8." And I was like, "Oh sweet, I can get all of them." So yeah, look, I got.
Damn, all right.
Oh, nice.
They multiplied like bunnies.
Yeah, I got 1 through 8, but so I was.
It keeps going and going.
Yeah. But the girl was like, as I was talking to her about the Stan Sakai that does it, she was like, "Oh, I forgot."
Did you go to Comics Experience? Oh, it's drawn in there. Oh, wow.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
fucking
so-
dope.
Yeah, he did that. I've got that in pretty much all of them, all but 2 of them, I think, are
That's
signed.
awesome. That's fucking cool as fuck, man.
Yeah, I was pretty stoked about that.
Yeah. Oh, cool, man. That's awesome. That's that's a what's up? Was it? Did you
I
say
said,
something?
was that at Comics Experience? sorry.
Yeah, that is where I found it. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was there a little while. I went and met him there a little while ago and got some stuff signed.
Yeah, he did a signing, right? Yeah,
Sorry,
I
is
kind of
my
remember that. Yeah.
Stuff lagging out, or
A little bit. Yeah, you're good now.
yeah.
Yeah. How long ago was that? That was like last year, right, or something like that. Like he did a signing or something.
Yeah. Because dude, I wish I could like lend you some of the stuff. I have like all of the Usagi volumes. I got like 33 or something.
Jesus,
Yeah.
such an undertaking.
So the books go up to like 33, and then, or no, they go to 29 with Dark Horse, and then it switches to IDW, and they're doing it from there on. And the thing is, like, IDW, I guess, is re-releasing all of them in color, and they look like little kitty comics now. And like, ones, like, they're gritty. They're like the Lone Wolf and Cub type style, you know.
Oh, and now it's all watercolored.
Yeah, it's actually.
It looks like the game Okami.
Free comic book. Yeah, see, it looks like Hello Kitty, kind of.
Yeah. It's I remember being a kid and like just kind of like looking down on black and white comics. Now I kind of appreciate them a lot more. Like for what they were. Sometimes it takes away from some of the art. Sometimes if you add too much color, and especially if you get the shitty colors too, it kind of takes away a lot from the art.
It's pretty simple coloring. That is like, yeah, I think it was. I personally like Usagi better without it, but it's more kids into it than like, you know, because I know like for me it was hard to read black and white as a kid too. I just like my brain was shut down.
Yeah, I was the same. I was like,
That's the color. No.
Actually, I think the first black and white book I read was the Clerks comic when it came out. And that was like the first time I like actually picked up a black and white book and like, oh, this is cool. And then like Walking Dead and stuff. And so I started getting a lot more into black and white and just kind of appreciated the art a lot more. So have you started reading the Soggy books?
Yeah, I have. The stories are amazing. A lot of them are kind of individual stories that you can kind of read out of order in the beginning, and then I mean there's an overarching plot, I guess. I'm not far in them, as you can see how many I have. But yeah, I love them so far, and I was just like, they're hard to find. The Netflix show is coming; they're gonna disappear completely. So I grabbed
and be re-released at some point.
Yeah, but you see, Ray, this is why I have to do digital sometimes.
Hey, man, we didn't bully you into going, going old school.
It's okay. And
he goes down the rabbit hole.
Yeah. All the rabbit puns. Awesome. Got anything else for us, Davis?
I've been watching Woke on Hulu. I like that a lot.
I want to see that.
Yeah, I got to watch that. Yeah, I want to watch that. Yeah.
How is it?
I like it a lot. I think 6 or 7 episodes in. And do you know the general plot of it and everything?
Yeah, no, I love that actor. I saw him in a movie called Game Night. He was cracking me up in it. So
Yeah, the
right,
dude
he
from
is in
yeah, he's in Game Night. And just that movie to me, it's just funny as shit to me. So
yeah, it looks like a good cast, man. Yeah, I like the premise too. Like, yeah, what was the premise again, Davis?
So it's basically this cartoonist. He's kind of promoting his own little cartoon and everything, and I think it's in the commercial for it, but he's like stapling up a flyer, and a cop just tackles him, and he's always made material that's not very woke. It's he doesn't really. I guess put out the trials and tribulations of being an African American in the city and everything, and this kind of opens his eyes up to it, and he's like, I want to start making material that reflects my culture and represents what's going on to everyone. And he also starts hearing inanimate objects talking to him and telling him what's really going on, what he's missing, to like fill in those gaps. And the voices are like Cedric the Entertainer and JB Smoot.
Oh, awesome! Oh yeah, I'm sold.
It's a
Man.
great-
that's great.
Yeah, I got Hulu for a couple more weeks. That's definitely on my. I need to watch like right away.
It's really good. I think you'll enjoy it.
All right, cool. I'm gonna check it out. All right, we got some more chats. Let's see, Lori. The dilemma for Mandalorian will be interesting. Yes. What do we do with the child? Alex, the Mandalorian is cool, but the Hondalorian is cooler. Yeah, sure.
I
is.
beg to differ.
Alex again. Holy crap! Nice score, Davis. Get
Yeah,
us.
Yasagi Jumbo's amazing like that.
Alex is jealous, man. He'll be going to the comics.
Oh yeah,
tomorrow trying to
I'm
find
coming for you, Dr. Omnibus.
You got an arch nemesis now.
Or call you Dr. Digital.
Professor Digital.
Dr. Davis Digital.
Digital Davis.
Digital Davis. I think we have a new comic strip for Scarf Comics.
Digital Davis and Adventures of Dr. Omnibus.
I like to see my beard just all pixelated all the time.
It fucking writes itself, man. This is a good idea. I like it. All right, so Jeremy, you got anything on your pull list this week? Anything you want to talk about?
Which, by the way, yeah, man, you're so good, dude. That took me down, back down memory lane. I love that series. But I've been watching Woke too. I love it because he's like a San Francisco underground artist. Like, I think I met him at like WonderCon in like 2007 or something. And so it was funny because I've been watching that show with my girlfriend. I'm only like 2 in, but she was like, do you know this guy? And I was like, I have like fucking volumes of his shit. Like, like the whole stacks of like, he did the Nightlife and then Think. So he's like, because I grew up reading like the comic strips and stuff. So like, I love his stuff, dude. I think he's just such a solid cartoonist. So I've been kind of going through those, watching that show. Yeah, he's great. And then before I left, my job at the Outpost, someone had donated almost all of Love and Rockets, the original magazines, which
Hernandez Bros.
Huh? Yeah.
The Hernandez Bros. Yeah, they're awesome, man. Great artists.
Some people picked off the last few, so I only got up till 44, and I wish I'd gotten them sooner because I've been like breezing through. I read like 1 through 44, and now I'm like missing 6 of them, and I don't know when I'll ever find them. But yeah,
they're great books, man.
Huh?
Those are great books, man. Yeah, they're just great storytellers, man. Their art is just amazing, man.
It's so good, and it's cool. It's inspiring too because it's like it's phenomenal art, but it's nothing that like they're not using techniques that I'm like, man, I could never do that. It's like, oh, I see what it's just hatching, and it's all shit that they're just really good at it. So it's like kind of inspiring. Like it kind of makes me want to make better comics and inspires me to like sit down and draw more.
Awesome.
So yeah, I've been saying that, and then I got this. I got an old book I went to some used bookstore and I got 2 things which have been great. It's like a history on the newspaper comics. So it's like just from like turn of the century, like 1800s, 1900, like the comic strips, like Crazy Cat, all that stuff. And it's like just some cool fucking stories that it's like, man, I didn't realize comic strips were so important and like really like just so like well renowned. And then that's been awesome, just kind of learning up on like brushing up on the history of all this stuff. And then the other one I got was like early Captain America, like Jack Kirby and what's his name?
Simon.
Joe Simon, yeah. And dude, those guys, they were getting wild. Like they barely use squares for like panel layouts and stuff. It's all like these circles, squiggly lines, and like it's just crazy shit going on. So that's been hella fun. Like the old World War II Captain America, like really beating on Nazis and you know, wild shit happening.
Nothing great, nothing better than seeing a Nazi get punched in his face over and over again. Those are all, yeah, those are fun books.
Yeah,
those things.
Yeah,
it's cool too because he wasn't great at drawing Captain America yet. So sometimes he looks kind of ugly and like it's just raw.
Yeah, Kirby definitely went through some growing pains early on. Then he found his style and then just became a legend. That's awesome. You got anything else for us, man?
Yeah.
Anything else for us?
Yeah, I don't know. That's about it. I've just been reading up on like the comic strips. I've been
what's that called?
Huh?
What's that called? The history of comic strips.
It's just called the comics. It's like
oh, cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's just like a bunch of. They were talking. They had the guy who did the Phantom, and apparently they're just cool stories where like during World War II, the Nazis had taken over Norway and were like occupying it, and so they were printing propaganda saying that like America's getting destroyed and like they're losing the war, but Sweden was smuggling in the Phantom comics, and like the Nazis didn't really pay attention to it, so. And that's kind of how everyone knew that America was doing okay is because the Phantom was still like appearing. They didn't realize like the Nazis didn't know it was an American cartoon. And so like the Phantom was like a code word for them in like during World War II and like just all sorts of like crazy
that's dope,
history.
Man. That is dope
like,
as shit.
Like the comics were really like, it's just wild stuff, man. Like there was like this like mafia boss who was like, they were drawing pictures about him too, so which he hated. Like they could write about him and he didn't care because no one was reading. But like this cartoonist in the 1890s was like drawing his picture and talking shit about him, and then so like that dude tried to bribe him. He's like, "I'll send you to Europe. I'll pay you all this money if you stop drawing my pictures in the paper." But he didn't take it, so that the crime boss ran away to Europe. But they recognized him because of the pictures in the newspaper, and they extradited it. And like, it's just wild, dude. Like the comics it was just nuts, dude. Like, yeah, I'm just like stoked on this book, just kind of reading about this history and trying to make my own like newspaper style comics.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
that's cool as fuck. The Splash Page Comics, all winners books were cool. Also, yeah, the all winners squad. Yeah, those are cool. Yeah, it make you wonder what codes were put in books back then. Yeah, I'm sure there were all kinds of
codes everywhere.
Yeah, that's pretty smart, man. That's a pretty smart way to go about things, man. Cool. Let's see. Rick, why don't you go next?
Let me see. I watched The Babysitter, Killer Queen.
How is that, man?
That's fucking fun, man.
Yeah. I like the first one. The first one came out of nowhere. I saw Mick G on the fuck as a director. I was like, I don't know about
same thing, dude. You told me Mick G, and I was like, I'm not watching it. And you're like, no, watch it. And I was like, all right. I gave it a chance. I thoroughly enjoyed the fuck out of it. And I watched this one today, bro. I was laughing out loud again. They take the tropes of horror and just kind of fucking spin it on its side and just make it fucking fun. If you're a big fan of movie music, and obviously the people who wrote this movie are like everything in The Babysitter is like, you can hear them like they love movies. They talk about aliens. They talk about Star Trek. Everything is being referenced. The Tom Cruise movies are being referenced. So it's filmmakers who really love fucking movies and making this blood cult horror fucking flick, which is it's fucking dope. I enjoyed the hell out of it. It's good. It's a good watch.
Yeah, have you guys seen the Babysitter on Netflix?
No, not yet.
Yeah. It's a it doesn't on paper it just looks like some cheesy standard like horror movie, but it's a fucking fun movie, man. Like if you're you're bored one night and just, with the lady and put on a funny like good horror movie, man. Just it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. It's a fun movie, man. Definitely check that out.
What else you got, Rick?
Let me see. Oh, I just started reading Descender. So far so good. I kind of from the first few pages I got a vibe almost of the movie Moon. Kind of just like feels like just like where I see the little boy and he's just isolated by himself looking around and there's nothing around. So I'm really interested. I like the art. It looks pretty dope. It feels like it's probably going to be similar to the movie AI. I'm hoping it's not. But that's just from the first 2 or 3 pages that I just recently started looking into it. So
the art looks amazing. The art looks
it does look great. Yeah. And I think other than that, the fucking Niners fucking lost this week, so fuck them. Yeah, all right.
That's what I talk about.
That's it.
All right, that's what you got.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but I caught up with The Boys. I watched the latest episode. Great episode of The Boys this week. Oh man, just so many questions, so many just great episode. This is probably my favorite episode of the season so far, man. It's been really good, man. This is some people saying this is better than the first season. I kind of agree so far. It's been really fucking good. Really like where they're going with this. Let's see. Picked up. I've been on a Magic Liana Rasputin hype recently, so I picked up Ex Infernus. Great cover by David Finch right there. But kind of like Magic coming back into the X-Men universe. She was kind of exiled for a minute, so I'm looking forward to reading this. Looks like some good art too in here. What was it? See here, David Yarden. Yeah, there's some good artists in this. CB Sobalski is writing it. Looks cool. Like I said, I've been on a Magic hype recently. I found this for like a cheap, reasonable price online. I've been looking for this for a minute. I have it digital, so I do digital sometimes just for you, Davis. But I picked up this. If you ever get a chance to see this book or read this book, read it digital if you have to. It's by Brubaker. Ed Brubaker is the writer. It's basically retelling Doctor Doom's origin. Basically from his childhood into before he starts fighting the Fantastic Four. So it's a great. It's a really good book. Pablo Raimondi is doing the art. It's really good art. Just a great retelling of just retelling Doom's origin from the beginning, just kind of how he got his start. Just from childhood to his college years with Reed, and kind of just basically going through his whole origin. Man, it's really well written. If they're gonna make a movie of Doctor Doom, I think this needs to be their Bible, because it's some great stories, great covers too. Man, the covers are great. Just kind of seeing the rise of Doom. You guys know I'm a big Doom mark. So this is great. I found it was hard. This is hard to find online. I bid on it and got a decent deal on it. So I've been looking for this book for a while. So I finally found it. Decent deal, on eBay. Sometimes eBay is good for some. Also picked up. Been on a G.I. Joe kick recently. So I've been picked up a couple Cobra Civil Wars. The art looks pretty decent.
Marvel, right?
No, these are all IDW. They have
IDW.
I think was Image had them for a minute, and then I think IDW's had the license for a minute. They've been this is Cobra Civil War. This looks cool. The art looks all right. Kind of cartoony for my taste, but we'll see. Written by Mike Costa and pencils by Antonio Fozo. It looks decent. I heard this was a cool storyline. Kind of. It's a Cobra Civil War, so you can't go wrong. It has Baroness in it. I love the Baroness. That's and I'm also reading Marvel: The End by Jim Starlin. This is pretty. I have the floppies of this. I can't remember if I read it or not, but it's. I'm going back and reading it. Written and penciled by Jim Starlin. If you know Jim Starlin, he's a big Marvel Galaxy guy, man. He's the hands in creating Thanos and all these characters. It's a great story, man. It's pretty much I think this is in continuity too. Like a lot of these the end books were kind of like not in continuity, just kind of certain features. But this one is it's been pretty good so far. I'm like halfway through. It's got it's got to do a lot of the history of the Marvel universe, and Thanos is kind of kind of going through like trying to save the world. So ironically, trying to save the world. So far, it's really good. Good story by Jim Starlin. Kind of a kind of love letter to all the stuff he's kind of created in the Marvel universe, kind of all that the universe galaxy building stuff. So it's a good book so far. Yeah, so cool. Let's see. And anybody got some hidden gems they want to talk about? So hidden gems is basically stuff you like, petty stuff, something that's personal to you, like show and tell back in kindergarten. You come back after summer vacation, show your cool toys off, or and something cool that you want to talk about that's people might not be mainstream. So Rick, what do you got?
Dude, why'd you come to me first? I was like lost in thought, trying to remember.
I know, that's why I went to you, because you look unprepared.
No, because come back to me.
Davis, you got a hidden gem for us?
It's not that far back, but I'll go with Scarf.
There you go.
I picked it up at a Comics Experience Outpost. They had a stack of them there, so go get his book, man.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's good. It's a good read. So the second one's coming out. Any word on the third one coming out?
The second and third one are out, and they should have been at the Outpost. Third one is we're working on the fourth one right now. So
okay, cool.
This is awesome. Blue is number 2, and then yellow one is.
Okay, I got to pick up the third one. Cool, awesome.
Yeah, and then so four is on the way. I'm kind of I'm doing some inking right now, and then my brother's sending me artwork. I'm inking his stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's on it. It's coming. Four is on its way.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah, we did a little session. A little jam session where we're gonna have some Scarf Junior, which was we all were just hanging out doing a couple pages, and my brother's gonna throw that together.
Awesome.
So
great. Very cool, man. Yeah. Rick, you ready now?
No.
Jeremy, you got a hidden gem for us, man? Anything you want to, Cuddy, you want to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking about Akira, man. I was, I don't know. I wish it didn't really make sense for the pull list because I read it a while back. I read it in March during the quarantine. But when I was at the comic shop and we were fully shut down, except for some occasional curbside pickups, there was the 6 volumes of Akira, and I never read anything so quickly. I just they're 300 pages each, but it was
they're beast.
It's not even just the best comic I've ever read. It's just one of the best stories I've ever experienced.
Yeah.
It's and I got to read all 6 volumes just sitting there,
Oh, that's awesome.
Dude, it's so good.
Yeah, I want to get into that, man. I love the movie. The anime is one of my favorite animated movies of all time. I love it.
It goes much further than that because I think they made. I don't know when they made the movie, but it's they still hadn't
they didn't finish it before it
had volumes out or something.
Yeah, it wasn't finished yet. I think it went to the early 90s, I think, the Akira series. So
but it's so good. It's just the art is fucking on another level. The story, it all makes sense. I'm always worried, when you read something, you're kind of like you were talking about Lost, but it's is this gonna hold up or is it gonna be really good and then just let you down? But dude, it does not disappoint.
Yeah. The art's amazing. Yeah, it's one of those books I remember having a random trade of one of a middle chapter or whatever. It's one of those things I want to get into and actually read them because it's one of those things that looks good, but sometimes it looks so daunting. Those are beasts of books, man. They don't look like they're easy to get through, but it sounds like it's easy to get through. So yeah, I'm gonna have to check those out at some point.
Great.
Yeah, Kira's awesome. My hidden gem this week. I just finished Adventure Time. That's all I've been doing for the past 2-3 weeks. Just been watching Adventure Time. Finally watched the finale. Was it yesterday? It's amazing. It's going down as one of my favorite cartoons, man. It's so good, man. Such a creative show, man. Just the voice actors that show up, just such a record out. You're oh, that guy's in this. So many voices from different cartoons and actors and the comedians and stuff just show up. Just the creativity and just all the world building they made with that show. It's just so creative. The character designs, just the heart of that show, just a sweet, good fucking show, man. And just see if I think if you're feeling down, watch that show, man. It's just such a great, it's such a weird that it was a kid show. It's like supposed to be for kids, but some of the plots and some of the storylines are like, wow, they got away with this for a kid show. It's just amazing television, amazingly written, just beautifully executed, and just a beautiful finale to the show too. I just love this show. It's definitely just so awesome. I'm glad I watched it from the beginning and I stuck with it. And it definitely has, kind of starts off kind of slow, but then when you just see where they're going with it and just kind of the world building and like the little stuff they start throwing at you and like the callbacks to stuff that you didn't think was important, but is important. Just a beautiful show, man. I really love this show, man. It's just, just great, great animation. Just really good, man. Just, yeah. If you haven't seen it, watch it because it's so good. Just really good show.
How many seasons was that again? Because I fell off of it. I loved it, but I was just like in high school when it was going on and other shit happened.
I was the same way. I watched up to like season 4, I think, season 4 or 5. I used to watch because I remember I like putting on, Cartoon Network and it would be on and I'd watch it. And like, I used to watch regular shows. So it would come on before regular shows. So I kind of watched that and then watch regular show. And so I kind of fell off of it like season 4 or 5 or so. So I went back, went back recently to watch it from the beginning and just watched it all. It gets really good towards the end, man. It just really fucking, really, definitely get back into it, man. If you loved it at some point, because it's just great where they go with the story, man. Just the way they grow as characters, like certain like animation shows, like the characters just stay the same way and they stay the same emotional state, and no one really grows. They just kind of stay in the same like frozen timeline. The characters grow, they grow and mature, and they have these arcs, and they're definitely not the same characters they were from the first season. They're definitely different, and they tackle some shit like, wow, they tackled that in a cartoon series, like some stuff like, wow, they they did that in a cartoon show. So I'm really impressed with what they got away with and what they did. And it's I think it's an important show to have kids watch and kind of learn stuff that kind of actually really need acceptance and your adolescence, and your moods is going to change and you're going to go through certain things. And I think it's a great show, man. I wish I watched this when I was a kid. I think missed out watching this from the beginning, but it's a great show, beautiful show.
What did you learn, Ray?
I learned that adventure. That's what I learned. It's great, man. Definitely check it out. You were rewatching this, right, Davis?
Yeah, very slowly.
Yeah.
It's like 10 seasons. It'll take me a minute, but
yeah, so a couple of the seasons are like 25 episodes, and some of the seasons are like 10 episodes. So it's like some of those middle seasons are like long, like so. But it's you get through them pretty quick, man. 10 minutes each. So but I'm glad I went through it and got to the finale. It was a beautiful finale too. It was really good, man. Yeah, I'm digging it. All right, Rick.
Okay, I got it. So I was trying to remember it because I fucking forgot it earlier because you guys were talking about really cool shit. So I remember you wanted me to, or we were talking about maybe doing like a D&D, all of us. So I've been watching a lot of D&D videos, and dude, I mean, we talked about it. We actually came across it, the Hero Quest, and I want to buy that Hero Quest board again, like the advanced Hero Quest.
They just had a teaser, Hasbro, about Hero Quest. They showed some of the images from that. So I don't know if they're re-releasing the game or they're doing something with Hero Quest.
Yeah, I think they're revamping the advanced one, which is actually kind of cool. It turns out when I actually saw a video of how people were playing it, I was like, oh, me and my friends were playing it all wrong. My friend was a horrible dungeon master. He didn't read the rules. So, but it just really put me back into the whole like shit. I don't know if I could ever be a dungeon master because I like playing the game sometimes way too much. Dungeon master is like he's the guy who brings you into the world and like really sells you and like the imagery and whatever he's trying to tell you. But the fun thing about the Hero Quest is that you can kind of physically see a board, and if you open a door, you can only see like what's your direct line sight. You have to walk in to actually get to see the whole room. Kind of like a video game, but it's because it's a 3D board. But I look forward to hopefully. That's why I was just watching it and I was just like, oh, this just reminiscing about like playing Hero Quest and playing D&D and looking forward to hopefully getting a D&D night or a Hero Quest night possibly.
All right, there you go. You've been drafted into war.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy, man.
Let's see a couple more chats. Alex, Descender is a bit of Pinocchio to it. It gets really good. As I finished the first 15 issues. Cool. Danny, what's up, Danny? Medal to you too, sir. Krista, Super Nerd Fix. Thanks, guys. Stay well, everyone. Thank you, Krista. Alex, again, I have old school D&D books. If you guys and anyone watching wants to have a campaign, by the way, Matty Ice is a legendary dungeon master. Wow, I didn't know.
Oh, there we go. That'd be fucking dope, man. That way you can just play.
I can see that. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I'm down.
I'm definitely down now. I'm super down. That he's a legendary. God damn, fucking Zargon.
I have my dice ready to go, man. There you go. Ready to roll. Let's see what I roll. A 10. All right.
You missed. You died.
I died in the dungeon. Damn it. Fuck. All right. Cool, man. This was a fun show, man. Jeremy, where can people find your comic again?
Yeah, go to scarf.com. That's like the new site we got. We got a Patreon, and remember, it's Scarf with 3 Fs.
3 Fs.
So,
awesome.
Yeah, look us up on Instagram. We're there, and you can kind of find all the contributors from there. Because there's a bunch of really good cartoonists, some cool dudes. Yeah.
Awesome. Very cool. And what about you, Jeremy? Anybody want to plug anything else?
Plug anything else? I think you should, go to the Scarf's Instagram. And, like, honestly, all those cartoonists are so good. There's some Seattle dudes that are really good. Harry Nordlinger, who works at Mission Comics, he's doing a couple strips for us.
Okay. Cool.
Mission Comics is always awesome. I don't know if it's open right now, but
yeah, it's open. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. That's one of my favorite shops.
Yeah.
Obviously, I love the Outpost and Experience.
Yeah.
But Mission Comics is dope. Malcolm Johnson, he's another SF dude who I met, and he started he's doing some pages for this stuff too. There's just so many. Yeah, look up all the other contributors for this comic because I respect them and they push me to try harder and stuff. So yeah, I love reading their stuff. It's exciting for me to read too.
Awesome, fucking cool. All right. Davis, where's your comic coming out?
Digital Davis. Stay tuned.
Digital Davis.
Right. I did have a thought for some content for you though. When we finally do get a Fantastic Four, in the theaters with everything you hoped and dreamed, you need to get your camera phone out and just record your reaction. I want to see a tear. Yeah, I want to see.
Yeah, I'd definitely be crying when I see a proper Fantastic Four movie on the screen, man. Yeah.
Yo, he'll cry. He'll cry when he fucking sees Doom done right, dude. He'll
I'm teared up already, man.
He's gonna fall down. He's gonna pull a Nicolas Cage and fucking The Rock. He's gonna drop down to all 4 twos. And
look like that meme of McConaughey in Interstellar,
just driving,
crying at the screen. Oh man, someday. Rick, any final words for us?
No, everybody be good, be excellent to each other.
Yeah, be safe. Wear your goddamn mask. Wash your hands. Stop being dicks to people. If you're going out to fucking eat somewhere,
tip heavy,
or you're going out to a supermarket, don't be assholes, man. These people are fucking risking their fucking lives to fucking serve you a fucking hot dog. Stop being assholes to them. Be nice to folks, man. Just what the fuck. You shouldn't have to tell that, but people just seem to be so entitled recently, and they just don't care about other people, man. Like, this
deal
is
with
the
that
time
shit every day, man. You have no idea.
This is the time you should be caring to, love thy neighbor, man. Come on. Yeah. Well, hopefully this will be over, at some point, but I don't know. Not looking good for us. That's why we try to do this and stay positive and try to have fun because, it's the perfect time to have an apocalypse. They have plenty of the comics to read. So yeah, thanks everybody that helped out with the show. And thanks to Graham for doing the music, our excellent music. And look for this Saturday night, I believe at 7:00. Cat People, Juan Medina's putting this together. It's I'll put a link. You can sign up for the show. It's a comedy show. If you love comedy, you love cats, join it. I'll be in there moderating the room. So you can come see me not do anything. But yeah, support these comedians. You can find tickets. I think they're on Eventbrite. I'm not sure, but I'll put a link somewhere so you guys can check that out and support comedy. A lot of these guys, they're kind of losing their business because they can't go out to comedy clubs and perform their acts. So join Cat People on Saturday, 7:00. So cool. Yeah, this is a great show, man. I had a lot of fun, man. This is good. My weekly therapy. I love it. So thanks, guys. Thanks, Jeremy. Thanks, Davis. Rick. All right, you guys be safe, and thanks for watching.